Hello everyone, welcome to Talk Fanfiction Audiobook. Subscribe our channel for new update and share our videos.
Chapter 46 to 46, What Lies Beyond This Round Door. 20 minutes ago, before all the guards breaking into the pill storage room, Tang Li Shui with her ethereal form still activated entered deeper into the pill storage room. The gear in Tang Li Shui's mind spun faster as she pondering her next plan. If she took the pills bottle in this room, as many as she could, now then all the guards would realize that there was an intruder managed to slip in this residence and they would become wary. Soon all guards outside would enter this residence and conduct full-scale searching order. It would not only make her a lot harder to move around, but Elder Lin's will also put up his guard up, and who knows that fatty uncle would even come here to protect Elder Lin. In short, her mission would become impossible to complete. Definitely not worth it. So her plan was simple. She would not take anything in this room for now. Just let those guards think that those stupid dogs fight each other. Then they kill one of themselves in the end. She already burned the hellhound's body that she killed before anyway. With the dead hellhound's body burned so badly, all of those guards would not be able to recognize that all of those claws and bite wound was actually from a fox and not from the other hellhound. So she would be safe for now. So I only need to hide for 1 or 2 hours inside this safe deposit box, or safe deposit room. Whatever room this is, until all the guards lowered their guard again. And I would slip back to the herb garden then. He. Tang Li Shui stopped her step when she spotted the round, thick iron door. There were countless tiny abstruse runes carved on the entire round door and the wall. All the carved runes also emitting a faint pure golden light. The dangerous pressure coming from the round door was making as if it warned the people that looking at it that no one can touch it. Whoa. My instinct tells me that this place definitely used to store the most precious stuff. Is this the place to store divine pills? Or the most precious herbs? Yuwahi. Enter. Tang Li Shui guessed that those shiny runes carved on the round thick iron door were some kind of high-ranked lock or safety mechanism. Unfortunately, all of those things were completely useless to stop her. Tang Li Shui jumped toward the round thick iron door with her ethereal form, and her invisible body easily passed through all arrays and locks. Tang Li Shui's instinct was right, and this room used as the place to store Elder Lin's most precious stuff. However, his most precious stuff was not like what Tang Li Shui imagined it to be. Whoosh! Searing heat devoured Tang Li Shui's tiny body the moment she entered the safe room, and her ethereal form instantly broke when the extremely high temperature roasted her furs and skins. CCCSSSSSS. Ouch. Ouch. Hot. So hot. Tang Li Shui gritted her teeth as she tried to activate her ethereal form once again and retreat from this scalding room, but no matter how hard she tried, her ethereal form break almost immediately the moment she activates it, without giving her any chance to go back, and passed through the round door once more like before. Then why Tang Li Shui could pass through the round door from outside? The answer was simple. It was because the array function carved on the thick round door did not only used to lock the door and prevent the outsider from touching it, but also serving as a form of protection for the thick round door from the extreme heat. So the reason why Tang Li Shui could pass through the door easily from outside before, because the round door was not hot at all. If the round door also scalding hot like this room, then Tang Li Shui's ethereal form would be broken the moment she touched the round door. -65, -65, -65, -65, -65, -65, -65. Damn it. I can't use my ethereal form to escape. I must find another way to escape from this room as soon as possible. If not, I would become a roasted moon fox when morning comes. Tang Li Shui held the scalding heat that kept assaulting her body and began scanning this room carefully, trying to find a window or a vent for her to escape. It turns out that this room was not the room to concoct pills, like she guessed the moment she stepped inside, but a genuine safe room full of precious treasures. Earth core herb. Function, miraculous herb that can only grow Ar. The Earth's core can be used to greatly enhance the internal organ durability and muscle strength. 9 petals heavenly sunflower. Function, miraculous flower that contains a boundless supreme yang element. Bone tempering marrow cleansing mushroom. Function, miraculous mushroom that can temper the bones and expel the impurities hidden in the marrow. Tang Li Shui almost drooled the moment she saw precious rare herbs tagged as miraculous medicine scattered on the floor of this room. Unfortunately, all of them almost dried up this high degree temperature. Wait a minute, something is wrong here. Why that elder Lin stored all of those super precious herbs inside this broken hot room, knowing that something like this would happen? It is as if he gave all of these miraculous herbs to nourish something inside this room. Tang Li Shui's scalp went numb the moment she thought about that, as she decided to raise her vigilance to the max. In an instant, Tang Li Shui looked around the safe room, and when she raised her tiny head, she found that there were tens of golden pills floating above the room like several groups of bees. It looks like these golden pills were the same like those herbs, these miraculous pills also used as nourishment for something inside this room. However, Tang Li Shui did not have any chance to mind about those miraculous golden pills now, since she saw the true cause of the extremely high temperature inside this room. What the hell is that on the top of the mysterious altar at the end of the safe room? It was actually a deep blue flame only as big as a pinky. However, Tang Li Shui did not know why this deep blue flame actually made her heart palpitate, not only with fear and terror but also with respect and admiration. Yes, only as big as a pinky, but it was more than enough to make this entire safe room made from the thick unknown metal almost melt by its temperature. A tiny flame. But, what a strange feeling I have. Tang Li Shui did not know why, but at this moment she could felt the heart beating from the tiny flame. When Tang Li Shui's topaz blue eyes met with this deep blue flame, she immediately felt a strange connection. She could clearly felt the deep blue flame's arrogance, unyielding dignity, noble. The flame of pride, embryo, asked to be assimilated by you. Do you want to accept it? Yes/no. Hwuyut. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 47-47, Enraged. Flame of pride? Embryo? What the hell is this thing? Anyway. While Tang Li Shui pondered about it, her health points keep dropping rapidly and she felt her consciousness started to blurry. Tang Li Shui felt all of her blood almost evaporated, even all of her skin was burned and her meat almost roasted. She gritted her teeth and she immediately popped one recovery pill into her mouth to recover all of her burn wounds. I only have 3 more recovery pill now. Sigh. I should use it more carefully from now on. Tang Li Shui stopped hesitating and then she chose no in the end. Yes, you did not read it wrong, she really chose no. Nonchalantly, happily, without any doubt. Joking with me? What do you mean by assimilated? Does it mean to let me accept this scourge and let it enter my body? Ha ha ha. No. I already stood more than 10 meters away from that tiny flame and it almost roasted me inside out. You say that you want to assimilate with me? Entered my body and burn it from inside? Dream on. Tang Li Shui even started to imagine that assimilate actually means she would swallow that whatever flame into her stomach, and she started to shudder in horror. This system is really crazy. Did you know how hot that little flame is? Why don't you ask me to swallow the lava instead? Tang Li Shui clicked her tongue and she started to look around the safe room again to find the exit. Unfortunately, something Tang Li Shui had never expected was actually happening in front of her eyes now. The flame of pride that Tang Li Shui rejected before started to tremble in anger, and the temperature inside the room started to rise more and more rapidly. It felt that Tang Li Shui actually sullied its pride by rejecting it. Although still in embryonic form, the flame of pride already quite smart, and it actually had 11 to 12 years old child intelligence. It knew that it was a high-ranking flame spirit. All creatures should plead it to assimilate with him / her, not the contrary. Even when that old alchemist was pleading to assimilate with it and brought all kinds of precious herbs and divine pills to nourish it, it still refused so adamantly. Assimilate with alchemist and used as a tool to concoct pills every day? What a joke! No way! The flame of pride thought. That was why each time Elder Lin tried to forcefully assimilate with the flame of pride, it immediately tried to self-destruct. A flame of pride was not only an arrogant flame but also gallant and brave. It realized that its ability would truly shine in battle. It should be used by the greatest hero. The symbol of valor that makes all of the greatest heroes' enemies trembling in fear each time they see its light. Actually, it also reluctant to choose the fox girl in front of it. The fox girl was too weak for its taste, but at least she was far better than that old alchemist from before. At least it detected an untaintable pride and bravery in this fox girl's pure soul, unlike that cowardly alchemist that concoct the pills inside his room all day. Also, if it was not locked up in this room without any other candidate to meet, it would not choose this weak and fragile fox. But now she even dares to reject its request to assimilate. The flame of pride once again shuddered in anger as it thinks, no matter what, I will make you assimilate with me. Then all of the floating divine pills started to flew toward Tang Li Shui with astonishing speed, just like pellets. Bang! 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 -275, -281, -267, -279, -264. Erg! Ouch! 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 What the, damn it! Is it angry? What kind of logic is this? You are angry because I refuse to eat, assimilate with you. Just now she ate one recovery pill to completely restore her health points and heal all of her burns and wounds, but now all of these tens of divine pills keep attacking her like a rain of bullet, made her health points plummet down once again, even faster than before. Tang Li Shui also bared her fang in anger. She opened her mouth and crunched several divine pills that she managed to catch in her mouth. You all only pills designed to be eaten. Do you all really think that you are the real bullet of something? Take this. Take this. What you all can do other than enter my stomach. EXP gained. All stats +1. EXP gained. Strength +3. EXP gained. Agility +2, toughness +1. Tang Li Shui stunned when she saw a long list of stats up after she gulped down several divine pills in her mouth. Damn! All of these things are really good stuff. Unfortunately, these pills' essence almost dried up, if not its efficacy should be more potent than this. Come, all of you come and let Mommy Tang taste you. Mwahaha. Tang Li Shui did not care about all the damage she received. Each time the divine pills attacked her, she opened up her mouth and crushed several of it in her mouth, then swallows it into her stomach happily. Not only her stats were rising rapidly, but she also got EXP continuously. With her EXP share, all of the EXP she gets now did not add to her level but to her cultivation, and since her cultivation level was pitifully low right now, it rises so rapidly in a short time. Congratulations! Your cultivation level achieved rank 2 body tempering stage. All stats +30. Congratulations! Your cultivation level achieved rank 3 body. Tempering stage. All stats plus 30. Congratulations. Your cultivation level achieved rank 4 body. Tempering stage. All stats plus 30. After receiving a countless hail of attacks, Tang Li Shui coughed out several mouthfuls of blood to the ground, but it quickly evaporated because of how hot the room was. She also started to feel even dizzier and nausea, then she started to lose control of her own body as it feels weaker and weaker. Warning. HP dropped into a critical level. HP, 8,300/36,500. What? *T. Because of how addictive these pills are, I almost forgot about my own health points. Tang Li Shui sighed as she popped one more recovery pill into her mouth. Now she only had 2 recovery pill left in her inventory system. Her health points recovered so swiftly that it was full only in a few seconds. All of her previous burns and wounds also vanished without a trace. HP, 36,500/36,500. Since the divine pills still attacking her, she also resumed eating them again and again. Their number quickly dwindled considerably. Tang Li Shui also mana GE to level up her cultivation twice before the last pills entered her mouth. Congratulations. Your cultivation level achieved rank 5 body. Tempering stage. All stats plus 30. Congratulations. Your cultivation level achieved rank 6 body. Tempering stage. All stats plus 30. However, when Tang Li Shui opened her mouth to eat the last pills that flew toward her, the flame of pride also flew toward her mouth with the speed even faster than pills. Forget about closing her mouth. Tang Li Shui did not even have any time to react at all when the flame of pride entered her mouth. Assimilation with flame of pride, embryo, begin. Time remaining until completion, 02:59:56. The truth was actually not far from what Tang Li Shui had imagined before. When the flame of pride entered her, the extremely high temperature was rising even more intense. And it really roasted her body from inside out. Cough, 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 get out of my body, you scourge. You bully. I already rejected you before. What flame of pride? Fart. You should be called the flame of shamelessness instead. Hot. Hot. So hoot. The flame of pride trembling in anger when it sensed Tang Li Shui's thought, and it started to rise its temperature. Even chapter 48-48. Assimilation and tempering. The flame of pride entered Tang Li Shui's body deeper and deeper until it arrived at her danshan. From her danshan, the flame of pride started to spread to all of her meridians, blood vessels, including to all of her bones and muscles. The flame of pride started to temper every part of Tang Li Shui's body from inside out with its scorching temperature. Right now, deep blue flame covered Tang Li Shui's entire body. It looks fascinating, beautiful, but the danger that she faced right now was actually very high. Tang Li Shui tried to use her current strength to resist the deep blue flame that spread on all of her body, and the rate of her health points decreasing was reduced a lot, but when she tried to resist it this way, it also made her stamina decreased more rapidly too. Is this your best shot, Scourge Flame? You tiny little flame wants to burn this queen. Dream on. The flame of pride became even more enraged by Tang Li Shui's mocking. Whoosh! The deep blue flame burned even fiercer and hotter until it forming a swirl of flame with Tang Li Shui at its center. Of course, Tang Li Shui was not fool enough to provoke the flame of pride without any reason. There were 3 reasons why she was doing this. The first reason was, flame of pride is tempering your body. Toughness +1. Flame of pride is tempering your body. Toughness +1. Flame of pride is tempering your body. Toughness +1. Yes, even though the assimilating process with the flame of pride means Tang Li Shui's body keeps burning, but it also tempering her body with its extremely high temperature. The second reason was -1032, -995, -951, -903, -886. Tang Li Shui also did not know why, but the burning damage that her body received from the flame of pride keeps decreasing over time, maybe because her toughness stats become higher and higher, or maybe because her resistance to flame or heat increased more and more. She was also aware that 3 hours to assimilate with flame of pride was too long. She only has 2 more recovery pill, and the burning damage she received over 3 hours would probably kill her even if she used all of her recovery pill sparingly. So Tang Li Shui decided to gamble with her life and provoke the flame of pride, again and again, not only to increase her toughness stats and her flame resistance, but also to speed up their assimilation process. This was her third reason. Tang Li Shui realized that her health points dropped again to the critical level and her stamina also exhausted, so she immediately popped 1 recovery pill and 1 stamina pill into her mouth. Heroic, ha. Is this all you got, little flame? Ha. Too weak. You must be the lowest bottom ranking flame. All you can do is making people itch with your warm temperature. You probably cannot even boil the water with your pathetic heat. Tang Li Shui gritted her teeth as she felt all of her sweat, tears, and blood started to evaporate under the flame of pride extremely high temperature. She started to felt her eyelid grew heavier, her consciousness also getting more and more blur. The deep blue flame that's swirling around with Tang Li Shui at its center becomes even more concentrated, and its blue light also becomes more dazzling. The swirling flame exploded upward, making a big pillar of blue flame. Even the sturdy iron safe room full of heat protection array started to melt at astounding speed. Tang Li Shui felt that she cannot hold on anymore. She tossed her last recovery pill and all of her stamina pill into her mouth as her last struggle before she fell unconscious under the great pressure of scorching heat and the pillar of flame. No one actually aware of this matter, and all of them only knows that the temperature at the Elder Lin's residence rises rapidly tonight. All of the guards that guarding the Elder Lin's residence have pretty high cultivation, they usually never sweating, even if they stood under the sun for all day, but tonight their sweat started to pour out profusely. Even Elder Lin, that still busily concocting pills in his room, did not aware that his most precious flame already assimilated with another person, another fox. No one knows how many sacrifices that Elder Lin bear to get this flame of pride embryo, other than the fatty uncle Mo Konglin. Elder Lin was a well-renowned alchemist. If he received Xiao Hei's offer to concoct pills along with Mo Konglin's faction and Xiao Hei's grandfather's faction, he would gain more profit from all of them. He could even accept any offer outside Azure Demon Sect too and gain even more profit if he wanted to. Then why Elder Lin would become Mo Konglin's personal alchemist now and only concoct pills for Mo Konglin's faction? It makes sense if he only sold his services to only one specific person rather than to all people? It was obvious that he could get more benefits if he sold his services to more people. The real reason for this was because Mo Konglin offered this flame of pride to Elder Lin. Elder Lin agreed to work under Mo Konglin for 100 years, and they even already signed a contract agreement. Assimilating with high-ranking flame was the biggest dream for all renowned alchemists, including Elder Lin. The low-ranking flame was born at least every 100 years. The mid-ranking flame was born every 1,000 years. Then for the high-ranking flame? Even waiting for 100,000 years, no one could guarantee that someone could find it. Imagine it, for this high-ranking flame, the flame of pride. Elder Lin willing to work under Mo Konglin for 100 years. He had to concoct pills for Mo Konglin's faction every day and night only to get his hand on this flame of pride. But Elder Lin still did it happily since he thought he got a big bargain here, since he only needs to work for 100 years to get a high-ranking flame that no one could get even if they wait for 100,000 years. Even though the flame of pride rejected him for now and almost self-destruct when he tried to forcefully assimilate with the flame of pride, but all of these did not make Elder Lin's down. Elder Lin still believed that someday the flame of pride would yield to him under his constant coaxing. Elder Lin did not even hesitate to pour all of his resources, all of his precious rare herbs, and divine pills in his possession to nourish the flame of pride. Just like a caring father keep feeding a healthy supplement to his own son, and watching his son grow up just so his son could accept him as the father. Unfortunately, all of those efforts were fated to be in vain, because his beloved flame of pride already assimilated by the small fox that accidentally entered his safe chamber. If Elder Lin really knew about this, he would probably not only vomiting out all blood in his body and went crazy, he would probably also commit suicide on the spot without any need for Tang Li Shui to do anything at all. Too bad that these two did not know anything about this. Right now. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 49-49, Let This World Burns. Tang Li Shui's eyelid trembled slightly as she slowly regained her consciousness. She opened her eyes suddenly and jumped up in fright, then started to check her own limbs and body. Phew! Thank God, I am still alive. I thought I am really done for this time. It looks like my luck in this life is better than my luck in my previous life. Tang Li Shui sighed in relief and she quickly opened the system window to check her current status. Species, Moon Fox, Danshan. Grade, Common. Level 2, Samaritan. Cultivation level. Rank 6 Body Tempering Stage. Cultivation Technique, Body Tempering Stage Secret Manual. Elemental Spirit, Flame of Pride, Embryo, Martial Arts, None. Divine Ability, Mirror of the Moon, Fireball, Innate. Agility, Innate, Toughness, Ethereal Form. Stats. HP, 8,120/49,750. Strength, 243, plus 180. Agility, 237, plus 180. Toughness, 300, plus 180. Skills, Rip, LV3, Sharp Claws, LV3, Sprint, LV4, Identify. LV5, Herbalism, LV3, Jump, Mastered, Night Vision, LV4. Enhanced Sense of Sight, LV4, Enhanced Sense of Hearing. LV4, Enhanced Sense of Smell, LV4, Shared EXP, LV2. Climb, LV3, Mapping, LV2, Greater Strength, LV1, Deal more damage, LV1, Strengthen Muscles, LV1. Stats Point, 19. Skill Point, 2. Item, Immortal World's Newbie Guide, 5x 2 times EXP. Card, 1 hour, 1x Substitution Doll, 1x Bad Luck Sticker. 2x Greater Lucky Sticker, 1x Bronze Lottery Ticket, 4x Silver Lottery Ticket, 1x Premium Cultivation Voucher, 2,158 Deity Coins, Level 20 Intermediate Gift Package. Elemental, Spirit? What the hell is this? And, how can I use this thing? Whatever. Let's forget it for now. My current HP is only 8,120 left. What a close call. Damn it, really. I have almost been killed by this little flame critter. But Tang Li Shui quite pleased with her current cultivation level, it already reached rank 6 body tempering stage. She only needs to level it up 4 more ranks to awaken her martial soul. Besides that, her basic toughness stats also reached 300, pushing her maximum HP to reach almost 50,000. All of this because of that strange flame tempering my body from inside out, really not bad at all. Sigh, it looks like 300 toughness stats already reached the maximum capacity for the body tempering method using that flame. If not, the total amount of my toughness stats should be higher than 300. So I can only raise it higher only with my free stat points now. Tang Li Shui once again decided not to think about it for now, and started to think about her currently most annoying problem. Her current health points were too low. Moreover, this was not in the game. In the game, when HP dropped too low, it would not impair her movement at all, but in reality, when her HP dropped too low, it means that she was critically injured and her movement would be severely impaired. Right now she cannot even activate her sprint skill and her speed dropped to 1/10 from usual. Fortunately, all of her wounds were burn wounds. If it were incision wounds, she would already bleed to death by now. What a headache, and I already used up all of my recovery pills too. How great! Sigh. Now, what should I do? In the end, Tang Li Shui decided to open her skill list window and search for kind of healing skill like regeneration or something like that. She managed to find one called self-healing skill and she used one of her skill point to buy it from the skill list. You have gained self-healing ability. After observing it for a while, Tang Li Shui found that this self-healing ability effect was not that great. It only heals her about 1% of her maximum HP every 10 seconds. In other words, this skill actually heals her 497 HP every 10 seconds. Well, it is better than nothing, I guess. Let's move on. Then. I am afraid that my time is almost up. Tang Li Shui did not know how long she went unconscious, so she decided to use her ethereal form first to get out from this safe room and see the situation outside first. Tang Li Shui's mouth twitches violently when she scanned her current surrounding and found that the sturdy safe room, full of heat protection before, already melted and deformed beyond recognition like now. It really is a wonder that I could survive under that intense flame. I really cannot imagine it, even this thick iron room, become like this. Tang Li Shui passed through the deformed thick iron round door and went back to the pill storage room. Like usual, several hellhounds were patrolling around the room, 12 of them to exact, since Tang Li Shui killed one of them before. Should I kill all of them now? With my stats increased so much, dealing with them one by one swiftly should not be a problem, but it would be bad if we make a loud sound or ruckus like before, and no, I have a better plan than that. He, let's head back to Herb Garden first. Tang Li Shui decided to let them be for now, and her transparent silhouette passed through the pill storage room's door easily like the fog. She was shocked to find that, unlike before, many guards actually stationed outside the pill storage room now to guard it. Damn it! Luckily, I make the correct judgment now and not make any rash move. Or it would be nasty if all of these guards rushing inside when I busying myself fighting with all of those big doggies. With her ethereal form along with her conceal passive skill activated, no one could notice her, even all the guards that guarding outside the pill storage room, so Tang Li Shui could still move around rather easily. Tang Li Shui ran back to the herb garden, and fortunately, all the guards only stationed in front of the pill storage room's door and no one guarding the herb garden. Tang Li Shui stood in front of the herb garden's glass wall. But she did not barge in recklessly like before, since she was already fully aware of the dangers of the horrible plants inside. By the way, how could that whatever mandrake find me when I have my ethereal form and conceal activated last time? She thought really hard and find out there were two things that her skills cannot completely conceal: intent and breathes. If she stared at someone with intense murderous intent, there was a certain chance that someone could realize it and find her if that person was an expert. But it was impossible for those stupid plants to use this kind of advanced skill to detect her. So the most obvious one was the other one, breaths. Even with her ethereal form and conceal activated, she still needs to breathe, right? Those mandrakes must be using this fact to track her precise location and launch that horrible scream when she stood close to it. So how could those mandrakes track me using my breaths? Maybe they are sensitive to the airflow near them, or maybe they could detect where the amount of the oxygen around them decreasing. Whatever, that is not important. The point is I only need to hold my breaths when I approach them later. He. Since Tang Li Shui already knew what she needs to do, she stopped hesitating and passed through the thick glass wall. The first plant section was the poisonous gas section, planted full of the purple grasses. Let this world, air, this garden burns. Muahaha. Fireball. Boom. Tang Li Shui's fireball skill exploded and the flame started to spread around so swiftly, burning the purple grasses into nothingness one by one. Wait a minute. This deep blue flame is pretty familiar. Yes, Tang Li Shui's fireball was no longer crimson like the Hellhound's version but become deep blue like the flame of pride. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 50-50, The True Queen of BL. UE Flames. Birth. The deep blue flame was burning extremely fierce. Not only it spread around very fast, but it also capable to burn anything into ashes in less than a second. Strangely, Tang Li Shui did not felt hot at all, even though she knew that this deep blue flame emitting an extremely high temperature. On the contrary, she felt that she actually had some kind of strange connection with this deep blue flame. Tang Li Shui concentrated her mind and she tried to control the deep blue flame, make it fly towards some specific direction. I can't believe it, it is a success. The deep blue flame floated on the air and formed a giant fireball, then shooting toward the direction where Tang Li Shui thought. This is crazy. This blue flame. Super. Awesome. Muahaha. From now on I, Tang Li Shui, am the true queen of blue flame. Tang Li Shui tried to control the deep blue flame once again. In excitement. This time she made the deep blue flame swirling around, the blue flame dancing around her while she keeps giggling happily. The scene looks astonishing beautiful, but the deep blue flame itself was extremely lethal and dangerous, so while it dancing around, it also burned everything it touches into nothingness, even the puddle and mud completely evaporated the moment it gets close to the deep blue flame. The most bizarre thing was the deep blue flame actually did not produce any smoke. It burned everything it touched into nothingness completely, including the poisonous gas that lingering on the air. Tang Li Shui also tried to spurt out the deep blue flame from her mouth, and she managed to spray it out like the flamethrower. Not bad at all. Let's call it fire breath from now on. Tang Li Shui also tried to shot the fireball without using her fireball skill that she got from copying the Hellhounds before, and she managed to do it without any difficulty. In fact, she only needs to focus her mind and she can easily create a fireball out of thin air. There was no need for her to imitate the Hellhounds to open her mouth and shot the fireball out from her mouth. Fireball sounds so common. My version is also a bit different from Hellhound after all. First, I summoned my deep blue flame out, then compress it down to the limit to increase its destructive power, so let's just call it fire bomb from now on. Yuhi. Tang Li Shui threw her newly made fire bomb toward the green seed flower area to test it. The horrible explosion occurred almost in an instant. The strong shockwave hit Tang Li Shui's tiny body, it broke her ethereal form and made her flew backward several meters. In the end, she crashed onto the thick glass wall. Fortunately, Tang Li Shui's toughness stats already quite high, so her defense also increased along with it, making her body very resilient, so she did not take any significant damage. Holish *T. This fire bomb is amazing. As I expect from the skill I created. Oh no, this is bad. The explosion sound just now is too loud. All of those guards would certainly come here in a few seconds. Not good. I must hurry. There was no need to be said any more. The Tang Li Shui's current fire bomb power already surpassed Hellhound's fireball by many times. Moreover, her flame of pride was the high-ranking flame, so whether in the terms of heat, ability, or strength, it completely surpassed the Hellhound's normal flame by the countless margin. Tang Li Shui stopped playing around with her new ability and swiftly turned off her enhanced sense of hearing passive skill to minimize the damage that she would receive from those hateful mandrakes later. Tang Li Shui felt relieved when she checked her current health points and find she already recovered more than half of it thanks to her self-healing skill. I always thought this self-healing sucks so badly since it can only heal 1% of my HP every 10 seconds, but it looks like I am too narrow-minded before. If I count carefully, this self-healing skill only needs 16 to 17 minutes to make me fully recover from critical condition. That was freaking fast. Compared to any medicine. She activated her ethereal form back and dashed deeper toward the herb garden, but not long after she entered the deeper area. Skreek. 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 Tang Li Shui only felt a bit dizzy and nausea, but that was all of it. Unlike before, she already turned off her enhanced sense of hearing and made her hearing senses several notches worse. She also has her toughness stats increased more than doubled from before. Her cultivation level also increased by 5 ranks, adding her innate toughness divine ability into the equation. These kinds of screams will never harm her mind again like before. Is that your best shot, little critters? Now it's my turn. Eat this. Fire breath. Whoosh. Tang Li Shui started to spray the deep blue flame from her mouth. Her majestic figure was like an almighty dragon from the legend. Unfortunately, her tiny size ruined everything. Shut up. It's not my fault. Okay. Let's speed this up. I am afraid some guards already arrive at the herb garden's entrance. Her action was like a farmer spraying the pesticides in the herb farm, but the flame of pride with its unmatchable lethality and the extremely high temperature was far more dangerous than any kind of pesticides. It swept everything cleanly into nothingness. Even all the mandrakes that planted deeply into the ground was not spared. The deep blue flame of pride spread more and more in the herb garden, but it did not hinder Tang Li Shui at all, since the flame of pride itself already become something like a part of her own body. Her body already tempered by the flame of pride before and completed its assimilation made her completely immune to her own flame. The flame of pride could no longer hurt her anymore. Tang Li Shui was moving swiftly and entered deeper into the herb garden. She concluded that this herb garden planted several layers of plants like mandrakes or poisonous purple grass as the defense mechanism. The most valuable precious herbs should be planted in the center of these defensive mechanism plants. She also concluded that the one planted all of these plants as the defense mechanism should have left one specific safe route for himself to enter the core area. Unfortunately, Tang Li Shui did not have any time to waste to find this safe route, so she decided to break through forcefully all the way into the core area using her fire type attack. She already thought to do so since the very start, and now, with the flame of pride's help, her job became a lot easier. Tang Li Shui almost burst out laughing each time she thought that she would rob all of Elder Lin's valuable herbs from his herb garden using his own flame spirit. Mandragora. Fire breath burns. Giant Rafflesia. Fire breath turned them to dust. Ghost fungus. Fire breath send them to hell. Evil pines. Fire breath destroy them all, leave nothing behind. Okay, cough, cough, ha, ha, ha. Let me take my breaths first, this thing is quite tiring. Tang Li Shui was already panting in exhaustion, she even lamented that her stamina pill had run out just when she needs them the most right now. As Tang Li Shui still lying breathless on the grass with her sweat keep pouring out crazily, the ground started to shook violently as if something big and heavy coming toward Tang Li Shui right now. Damn it! Can I take some rest peacefully? What the hell is that thing? OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 51-51, The Inextinguishable Flame. That thing, or maybe that creature in front of Tang Li Shui's eyes was a gigantic ancient tree with dense twigs and leaves. It also has several giant branches that acted as its hain, while its dense robust roots that planted firmly on the ground helped it walks exactly like a giant octopus walking on the ground. Tang Li Shui quickly activated her ethereal form back as soon as possible the moment she saw this gigantic old creature, as all of her sensors screaming danger. And, as Tang Li Shui expected, the moment she activated her ethereal form back, countless dense sharp roots full of murderous intent shot out from underground, pierced everything they touched. Fortunately, Tang Li Shui already activated her ethereal form back on time, so the dense sharp roots only passed through her ethereal body harmlessly. If she were late even for 1 second, she would be pierced over by those countless sharp roots. Holish asterisk T. What the hell are you? I did not even bother you. Right? Wait a minute. Maybe it becomes irritable because of my flame. Tang Li Shui deduced that this old ancient tree somehow could detect that the blue flame that burning its forest herb garden now was actually coming from her. That was the main reason why it tried to eliminate her on sight. But really, just how vast is this King herb garden is? Rather than calling it herb garden, calling it herb forest seems more appropriate. Actually, it was making sense since the herbs supplies from this herb garden were used to support the entire Azura demon sex people before. If the herb garden was too small, then the herbs from this garden could only be used to support several people at most. While keep cursing this herb garden, or this herb forest in her mind, Tang Li Shui tried to check the gigantic ancient tree status. Species, 100,000 years old ancient treant. Grade, rare. Level, 25. HP, / Damn. Its grade is the same as that fake dragon. Definitely a tough nut to crack. It's so troublesome to deal with it, and my chance to win is also very slim. Better play safe then. Sorry. Let's just take a bit detour, it cannot detect me anyway when I am still in my ethereal form. Actually, not only her chance to win was next to none, but she was surely courting death if she tried to fight against it. Do not look at its level only at level 25, because the grade was actually far more important than level. No matter how high the level of uncommon grade plant or beast, it has already fated to never win against rare grade. Even if it only level 1. Not to mention that the probability for uncommon grade to possess a divine ability was quite low, only at 10%. 15%. While rare grade has more than 50% chance to get a unique divine ability. Of course, the case of a common grade creature possessed several divine abilities and could jump to fight the creature one higher grade than it, like Tang Li Shui was a unique one and only. But it was not entirely impossible, actually, if the uncommon grade creature could possess an divine ability and its opponent was the weakest kind of rare grade. In level 1 without any divine ability, the uncommon grade creature also has a small chance to win, although it would be an arduous fight. The ancient treant became more irritated and it roared full of anger because it cannot find Tang Li Shui's trace. Baam! 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 It started to smash everything on its sight with its gigantic branches and stomped the ground continuously, made the entire herb garden trembled furiously like having the terrible earthquake. What a stupid plant! Is it really want to find me or make this entire herb garden collapse? Let's just ignore it. I am afraid something bad would really happen, so let's be quick and heading to the core area. While taking a bit detour to avoid that stupid insane old treant, Tang Li Shui found two problems in her ability that she needs to resolve later. First, her mind was not strong enough to support her to use her deep blue flame in her ethereal form. In other words, the moment she tried to use her blue flame, her ethereal form would be cancelled. Yes, she actually could use it, but unfortunately, her mind was not strong enough to support it. It was as if she tried to resolve the hard math problem with her right hand while drawing a complicated blueprint with her left hand at the same time, only to find she messed both of them. The second problem was her stamina. Again, it was back to stamina. Even though her toughness stats increased to almost double from before, using Flame of Pride drained her stamina more than she expected. In fact, it was actually far more exhausting than her ethereal form. Is it really normal for the flame user to get exhausted so quickly? And my stamina pill depleted when I really need it the most, like now. Sigh, I really don't want to rest while this gigantic insane tree still on my sight. Whatever. I will try to rest for a while later after I go deeper into the core area. While Tang Li Shui headed deeper into the herb garden, all the guards were already running around frantically to take water from the nearby well or bathroom to extinguish the raging flame that's still burning fiercely on the herb garden periphery. Calm down. For those with spatial rings, store all of those water in the well and bring it here. You, come here. Are you stupid? Why are you running around like a headless chicken? Go. Find guards, disciples, or elders. Anyone with ice or water type chi and bring him here. Now. The guard captain did not panic even in this critical situation. He calmly shouted around, and gave his command to all of his subordinates. The panicked guards quickly calmed down when their captain calmly instructed them. As the veteran guards that already passed countless arduous training, they worked swiftly and efficiently. In a few minutes, the team of the people with ice or water type chi quickly assembled along with all of the guards with the several galleons of water inside their spatial rings. The guard captain also knew that this deep blue flame was not the normal flame, if not it would already be extinguished by them long ago. That was why he waited for all of these people assembled first before using the water inside the spatial rings along at the same time for the maximum effect. On my mark. Ready. Go. Release all the water. Shot all your water and ice chi toward it. The guard captain gave the signal and all the guards release all the water inside their spatial rings. Then the water type chi cultivator controls the water and shot it all toward the deep blue flame, while the ice type chi cultivator used all of their strength to bring the flame temperature lower so it could extinguish easier with that huge amount of water. PPPPSSSSSSSSHHHHHH. Who would have thought that the moment that huge amounts of water touched the deep blue flame, all of them evaporated in an instant. The deep blue flame was not even decreasing in the slightest. On the contrary, it was raging even more fiercely. The high temperature water vapor that the huge amount of water they sprayed out before even blowing back toward them made the weaker guards or disciples screaming in pain as the extremely high temperature water vapor scorched their body. Even the strong guard captain started to sweat profusely as the surrounding temperature kept rising sharply. All the guards and their captain could only stare at the deep blue FLA. Me spreading rapidly and keep getting bigger. Each passing second. It was as if the deep blue flame was actually alive. The noble and arrogant blue flame actually stood tall and mocking them for their futile effort to extinguish it. Captain, it doesn't work, at all. What we should do now? The vice guard captain asked the captain. With the quivering voice. Sigh. There is no other way. Keep repeating what we are doing before. I give the right to command them to you for now. The guard captain ordered, then he turned around. But captain, sigh. All right. Where do you want to go? Captain. The vice guard captain asked. In fact, he really did not want to hold the right to command at the time like this. Since if something went wrong, then he would be the first person that would be executed. I will report this to the Grand Elder. The guard captain answered with a firm tone, then used his light body techniques and dashed toward Mo Konglin's residence. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 52-52, Robbing Everything to a Heart. Content. Tang Li Shui that still proceeded carefully with her ethereal form, keep activating, never thought that the old ancient tree was actually the last defense line for the herb garden's core area. So this is another heaven beside the pill storage room. This is more than I expected. I cannot accept you all, but since you all insist to be taken by me, then I won't be polite to you all anymore. Yuwahi! Tang Li Shui cried. I enjoy at first when she saw the rich amount of high-quality precious herbs in front of her, then she started to laugh by herself like a maniac when dashed with her full speed toward it. Not only the scenery here was very beautiful with golden trees, a small hill full of shining multicolor flowers, crystal mushrooms that bloom under the giant white rock, and there were even several stalks of 7-colored star grass planted in the shallow handmade cave. Tang Li Shui looked at one of the golden trees, then used her herbalism and identify skills to scan it. Golden Bodhi tree. Function. According to the legend, Gautama Buddha achieved his enlightenment under this tree. Increase comprehension speed by 30 times when cultivating under this tree, could only work for 1 week every year for one person. The golden Bodhi fruit from this tree could increase the overall stats and have the small chance to grant the golden body to the eater. Good stuff. Tisk. If only I could bring the entire tree with me. Sigh. Whatever, the fruits are also good. But seriously. Only 1 fruit per tree, and there are only 3 trees here. Just how stinky are these trees? If Elder Lin could hear what Tang Li Shui had thought, he would probably cough out several mouthfuls of blood in anger. These golden Bodhi trees were precious beyond compare, but its fruit's true worth also did not lose to the trees itself. Moreover, the golden Bodhi trees only bear 1 fruit every 100 years, and to maximize its benefit, the person who consumed the fruit usually cultivate under the golden Bodhi tree for 1 week. Unfortunately, Tang Li Shui did not know all of this, and she only nonchalantly plucked all the 3 golden Bodhi fruits, then stuffed it inside her space pouch for now. She already decided to binge it all after she successfully completed her quest and went back to Xiao Hei's room. 7 Elemental Flower. Function. Greatly increase the purity of the consumer's qi if the consumer ate the 7 elemental flowers petal. According to their qi element, it can be used as the side ingredient in pill concocting to enhance the success rate of concocting that pill be y 40%. Side effect, beware. If the consumer ate the 7 elemental flowers petal opposite of their own qi element, it could make their own cultivation went chaotic or even crippled the consumer. Use it with great care. This flower is basically the alchemist trump card to concoct a very precious pill. Raise the success rate by 40%. That's a lot. Well, even though it is useless for me, but I would rather Take it all rather than let that Lin Bast *RD use it to concoct his pill. Again she swept all of the 7 elemental flour cleanly, and stuffed all of it into her space pouch. As for 7-colored star grass, she already tried its efficacy before and knew it fully well how precious these things were. She pulled it all and stored it all into her space pouch while she kept drooling at it. The last one was the crystal mushrooms under the giant white rock. However, when Tang Li Shui tried to scan it with her skills, mushroom function. What the hell? System, you just need to say it if you do not know about it. Is there a need to put that many into its descript? Oh my god. I must be dreaming, right? Holish *T. I really can't believe it. The one that makes Tang Li Shui stunned was not the crystal mushroom but the giant white rock where it grew. You have acquired crystal moon gem. Crystal moon gem. And it was such a huge one. She thought that she would need to search up and down to every corner of the world to find it. Who knows that she could accidentally stumble upon it now? Just like how you need the money and accidentally stumbled upon $1 million winning lottery on the way. Oh my god, really, thank you very much. Finally, heaven has its eyes opened. Of course, it would be better if you can give me a divine item that can make me directly become a deity in an instant in front of me rather than this. Tang Li Shui stored giant crystal moon gem along with several crystal mushroom into her space pouch too since she cannot use it now. With this, almost all of the plants in the herb garden's core area already entered her space pouch. Tang Li Shui still stared at the 3 golden Bodhi trees full of unwillingness. She really wanted to dug the trees out and stored it too, but unfortunately, it would take too much of her time to dig it out while she was actually in a rush right now. Sigh. Whatever. I must be hurry. I have no more spare time. My deep blue flame should already create some commotion and all of those guards should be really busy to put out my flame right now. This is my chance to sneak inside the pill storage room once again and kill all of those annoying dogs as fast as I can while all the guards are too busy to care about it. And after that, Yuwahi. Is there any need to ask? After taking some rest to recover all of her stamina, Tang Li Shui dashed back toward the herb garden entrance following her previous track when she came here. She also took some detours since she did not want to come across that old giant ancient tree like before. When Tang Li Shui returned back to the herb garden's entrance, she managed to see the crowd of guards and blue-robed inner disciples tried to extinguish her deep blue flame. Really? Aren't they too useless? Is there really any need to gather so many people only to put out some flames? Do they really need my help to put out all of those flames? Sorry mate, but I am too busy right now. There is one more room that I need to clean up. Good luck, mate. Adios. Mwahahaha. Actually, it was not their fault that they cannot extinguish those deep blue flames since all of their cultivation was still at the low-rank Qi condensation realm. The system in the Azura demon sect was the same like the other sects. All the disciples need to take some missions every month and they would get contribution points each time they completed their mission. The contribution points were used as the currency in the sect. It could be used to buy some cultivation resources, use some cultivation grounds, or buy some martial arts. So most of the strong disciples in Azura demon sect usually chose to go out to complete some missions rather than stay idle inside the sect. In other words, only the weak inner disciples that just break through from the body tempering stage to Qi condensation stage usually stay in the sect. As for body tempering stage outer disciples, the sect only add them as the odd job laborer and they never entered any higher up site at all. That was why they usually do whatever they wanted, like raping and robbing from each other, but not any elder would care for what they did as long as they did not start to kill each other. Even if they started to kill each other, the elder would only get angry because their blood and dead body would defile the sect ground, not because the elder really cares about their life and death. In the sect higher up eyes, body tempering stage outer disciples were dispensable. Qi condensation stage inner disciples were worth nurturing. But not much. Acupuncture opening stage core disciples were the true genius. The ones they spent most of their effort and resources on nurturing. They usually handpicked by the elder and took the elder as their master, then the elder would spend all of their effort and attention to teach and train the core disciples. Unfortunately, since Tang Li Xue never saw these true geniuses, so she started to think that these incompetent Qi condensation stage inner disciples were the true standard disciple of the Azura demon sect. Mo Konglin's residence, inside Mo Konglin's room. Baya. The guard captain flung several meters backward and crashed onto the door until it was crushed to pieces. His body did not slow down, it kept flying like a bullet and smashed hard onto the wall. He planted deep into the wall. As several of his bones turned to dust under Mo Konglin's palm. Mo Konglin walked out from his room in relaxed manner. But the dangerous aura exuded from his fat body was enough to make anyone near him trembling in fear. Useless trash. What is your use if you cannot even guard a residence properly after having that many people under your command? You can't ever put out such a useless flame. Mo Konglin's face turned ugly as she shouted angrily at the guard captain. Cough. Cough. Grand Elder, it is not a normal flame, the color is deep blue, and the guard captain tried to defend himself and explained while fresh blood keeps flowing out from his mouth. Wait, what did you just say? The flame's color is deep blue. Mo Konglin's expression turned grave when he heard that, and he asked again. No one really knows what the deep blue flame really was, other than Mo Konglin, since Mo Konglin was the person that caught the flame of pride by his own hand before. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 53-53, Fight Fire. With fire. I will go to the herb garden to quell the flame. You go to the other elder's place and bring all the available elders from our side into the herb garden too. Be quick. Mo Konglin ordered the guard captain in one breath, and his fat silhouette vanished like a passing wind from guard captain's eyes. The guard captain really wanted to cry, but no tears came out. The injuries he got from Mo Konglin were very severe. And if he went into all of those elders' place, then woke them up at these hours, they would bound to get angry and gave him a few hard slaps. With his current critical condition, the few hard slaps from those foundation establishment stage elders would probably more than enough to kill him a few more times. Isn't this order from Grand Elder the same as telling him to go to die? Unfortunately, the guard captain can only resign to his fate, and went to tell all those elders now, since the consequence of not obeying Grand Elder's words was something even more frightening than death itself. While the guard captain went to find Xiao Hei's fatty uncle, Tang Li Xue, already sneaked back into the pill storage room. With her ethereal form activated, she easily passed through the room's door and entered. Everything proceeds according to my plan. Burn the herb garden to create a diversion, robbing the most important herb in the herb garden. Then, while all the guards are too busy trying to put out the fire and left this room unguarded, I would go back here and sweep all the pills in this room clean. He. But Tang Li Xue's laugh halted the moment she spotted the several hellhounds that still guarding and patrolling inside the room. Oh yeah. I almost forgot about these big doggies. Sigh. Oh well, let's clean them up quickly, and took all those pill bottles on the shelves before all those guards notice something wrong. There were 12 of the hellhounds left, since Tang Li Xue has killed one of them before. She also did not plan to fight head on with them since it would take too much of her time. So she only had one method left to tidy them up swiftly. Sneak attack. Tang Li Shui's transparent body passed through the shelves. And she went approaching the one of Hellhound's tail. You all like to play with fire, right? Then how about trying my flame with your butt? Fire breath. Tang Li Shui broke out from her ethereal form and blow out the deep blue flame from her mouth. Whoosh! At first, Tang Li Shui only planned to burn the Hellhound's ass, then slowly toying it to death, but who knows that her flame of pride was too powerful and it turned the Hellhound into nothingness almost in an instant, not even a cinder of it left. Tang Li Shui gulped her saliva loudly as her cold sweat began pouring out. Hellhound maybe belonged to the weakest grade of uncommon grade beasts and its defense was pitifully low. But its HP still more than 10,000. To think that her deep blue flame could finish it in one move. It was really the biggest wonder for me to survive when assimilating with this kind of dangerous flame before. Then Tang Li Shui's tiny body shuddered when she felt something inside her body conveying something to her. Something along with the lines, idiot. I only wanted to assimilate with you, not to kill you. Your life already forfeited. The moment you entered my cage, if I really wanted to kill you. Damn. This flame is still alive inside my body. How could this happen? Tang Li Shui could felt that the flame of pride looking at her, full of disdain, and then it went quiet since it was too lazy to care about her shock and disbelief. However, she did not have the time to worry about that, since the rest of Hellhounds immediately sensed one of its companions missing and they went to check it toward where Tang Li Shui still stood. Hellhounds' fighting prowess was not high, but they have a very sharp nose. They could immediately sense one of its companions missing from its smell thanks to their sharp sense of smell. In fact, if Tang Li Shui did not have her conceal passive skill activated all the time, she would be discovered by the Hellhounds the moment she entered this pill storage room. Just like how Hellhounds could detect from their sharp sense of smell, Tang Li Shui could also detect them using her enhanced sense of smell along with her enhanced sense of hearing. She quickly put out some of her deep blue flames and activated her ethereal form back. Her body went back into invisible when some Hellhounds came toward her. There was already no trace of her fighting or burn something. What? Looking for something? He. I have some surprises for you all. I hope you all like it. I call it Flame Arrow. This was another one of Tang Li Shui's handmade skills from her deep blue flame. All of her handmade skills have their own advantage and disadvantage, so that was why she kept trying to create several of them to deal with any kind of situation. Fire breath has a terrible burning effect but did not have that much destructive power behind it. Fire bomb have an astonishing explosion effect and wide AoE area of effect, but she must compress her deep blue flame for a few seconds before she can use it. This flame arrow was made from her deep blue flame, which condensed into a solid state. It can be used in instant, like fire breath, and have high penetrative power but did not have as much destructive power as fire bomb. Moreover, she can condense it at the place where she likes, as long as the place still within 3 meters from her. For example, right now, Tang Li Shui came out from her ethereal form and hide behind one of the shelves. Her flame arrow condensed above the 3 clueless Hellhounds that still busily searching for their missing companion. Shao, 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 shao. The 6 long blue flame arrows rained upon 3 Hellhounds, stabbed deep into their cranium, pierced their brains, and went out from their chin, killing all 3 of them at once. 8 more to go. Tang Li Shui created another 9 flame arrows hovering above her head, aimed toward her front, ready to shot any enemies that entered her sight. 9 flame arrows were her limit, she cannot create more than that with her current strength. but she believes that in the future when her strength grows to the unimaginable level, she could create hundreds of thousands of blue flame arrows at once in a single snap of her finger, and she did like to see how her enemies could survive from her at that time. Tang Li Shui killed the rest of the hellhounds easily with her flame arrow, and she took all of their beast cores, then stuffed it all in her space pouch. This was also why she did not use her fire breath to kill all the hellhounds, since the deep blue flame would burn every thing to nothingness, including their beast cores. It was such a waste to burn their precious beast cores. Although she could be said to be quite rich now, but it still did not give her any reason to be wasteful. Tang Li Shui rubbed her two paws in excitement when she looked at the big storage room full of pills. Hundreds of multi-level shelves full of the pills stored in the countless bottles. Just how many EXP I will get if I ate all of these pills? No. I would not be able to finish it all in 1 or 2 days. All of these would probably enough for me to eat for several years. All the disciples in Azura demon sect would puke out several mouthfuls of blood if they heard Tang Li Shui's words. The several years pill stock for the thousands of Azura demon sect's disciples could only last several years for her? Just how many did you eat every time? Tang Li Shui did not realize that while she was still busy storing all the pill bottles in the pill storage room one by one into her space pouch, Xiao Hei's uncle already arrived at the herb garden by now. I will deal with this flame. All of you go and activate profound soul locking array now. Mo Konglin gave the stern command toward the chaotic crowd. You could say that even though Mo Konglin has a fatty body and everyone was afraid of him, but he also has a huge leader charisma that could easily calm people down and made them listen to his order unconditionally. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 54-54, Mo Konglin's True Prowess. Mo Konglin stared at the deep blue flame that was burning down the herb garden with a solemn expression on his face. At first, he did not dare to believe that the deep blue flame in the herb garden was actually the high-ranking flame he had given to Elder Lin before, but now he had confirmed it with his own eyes. It is impossible for Elder Lin to burn this herb garden. Mo Konglin held his chin and started to think. So the most possible scenario is the Elder Lin himself had a hard time assimilating with the high-ranking flame I gave him before, and he stored it somewhere safe later on, but today an intruder sneaked in and managed to tame the deep blue flame, then assimilate with it. Mo Konglin calmly deduced and said with his chilling tone. We could see from his deduction that almost all of his guesses were actually correct. He even guesses it all in an instant. Mo Konglin's reputation as the most cunning and powerful Grand Elder was not only an empty title. What happened before, it's not important anymore. Mo Konglin fearlessly approached the deep blue flame, and his gesture also still very relaxed. What I need to do right now is to put out this flame and lock down this place completely. I am pretty sure that the intruder is still inside this residence or even inside this herb garden. Mo Konglin stared at the burning deep blue flame with a gloomy expression. If I can catch him as soon as possible, I could still fully extract that high-ranking flame out of his body. Mo Konglin sneered coldly with a hint of frightening murderous intent hidden deep inside it as he started to think about how he could torture the intruder later and made them regret it for life. Mo Konglin slowly raised his hand as his violent chi made the ground in the herb garden started to tremble. Whoosh! With the single wave of his hand, his surging chi made all the deep blue flames along with the ground where it burns flew upward. Then Mo Konglin only made a simple grabbing gesture with his right hand, and all the deep blue flames along with the soil started to swirl. In a few seconds the deep blue flames and the large amount the dirt compressed into a tiny ball. Mo Konglin slowly exhaled and his violent chi quickly retracted back into his body. The tiny little ball made from the dirt and blue flames quickly crumbled into dust as the deep blue flames also died out. If Tang Li Shui saw what Mo Konglin did, she would be dropped her jaw in shock and trembled in fear of how powerful this Xiao Hei's fatty uncle was. This was the true proof that no matter how fancy or op that ability was, it would only become a paper tiger without the true strength to back it. On the contrary, just like what Mo Konglin did just now, true strength did not need any fancy or op skills to show it up, it just needs a few gestures to overpower everything. Even Tang Li Shui's inextinguishable deep blue flames were no more than a fancy toy in front of Mo Konglin. He could easily pinch it between his finger to put it out. Mo Konglin frowned while he thinks deeply. The reason for the intruder to burn the herb garden is to get rid of all the dangerous plants intended to prevent someone from sneak in. Oh no! The core area. Hopefully, the guardian can hold the intruder from entering it. Mo Konglin executed his flawless body light techniques and his body vanished in an instant from the herb garden entrance. His fat body did not obstruct his movement at all as he flew like a gushing wind toward the herb garden's core area. On his way, he also found several deep blue flames that still burning and spreading around inside the herb garden, but he could easily put it out in a second. All of these blue flames could delay him for a few seconds at most. In a few seconds, Mo Konglin already spotted the guardian he spoke of before. It was actually the 100,000 years old ancient treant that Tang Li Shui's met before. The ancient treant actually still roared full of anger and rampaging around aimlessly like before, since it still could not find Tang Li Shui's trace until now. Mo Konglin's expression turned darker the moment he saw how the ancient treants act. It looks like he really put too much faith in this stupid thing before. Not only it failed to stop the intruder, but it also rampaged around and ruined a large number of precious herbs and plants in the herb den without any good reason. Mo Konglin's violent chi surged once more and he forcefully used it to suppress the ancient treant. Ancient treant's gigantic sturdy body bent as it started to fall on the ground with a loud bang. At first, the ancient treant's anger clouded its brain, but Mo Konglin only used one move to calm it down. He did not even need to use any of his martial art moves to defeat the strong ancient treant. The ancient treant looked at the Mo Konglin full of fear and terror for a moment, then it did not dare to meet his gaze anymore in the end and only looked down on the ground. Mo Konglin was too busy to pay attention to the ancient treant right now. He used his full speed and made a loud sound of a sonic boom to fly directly toward the herb garden's core area. Unfortunately, he was still a few steps too late and Tang Li Shui already emptied the entire core area, she only leaving the 3 golden Bodhi trees behind. Mo Konglin could felt his blood started to rush into his head and he almost puking out several mouthfuls of blood when he saw the empty core area. But Mo Konglin was an old veteran strategist with cunning mind after all, so he could quickly calm himself down and started to guess his opponent's next move. The intruder has 2 options, one is to escape, the other option is to... Oh no! The pill storage room. Mo Konglin's heart started to sink when he thought about it. He quickly executed his peerless body light technique to perfection and dashed back toward the herb garden's entrance. His speed reached an unimaginable level, far faster than before when he flew toward the core area. Because of how fast he moved, his fat body started to hit the wind barrier, and the surrounding wind turned into the sharp razor that ready to shred him, but he used his violent chi as the barrier and forcefully increased his speed even further. Mo Konglin did not stop at all when he reached the herb garden's entrance and directly heading toward the pill storage room. Mo Konglin let his violent chi surging out of his body made the surrounding air and atmosphere trembling slightly on its wake. He already decided if he really finds the intruder, he would cripple all of the intruder's limbs before capture him. After he extracted the high-ranking flame out of the intruder's body, he would make that the intruder regret living but cannot die. When he arrived at the pill storage room, Mo Konglin took a deep breath and he tried to open the door, but since the door still locked, he forcefully breaking into the room. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 55-55. Dangerous Situation. Tang Li Shui put the pill bottles one by one on the shelves into her space pouch while humming happily. Sometimes she would uncork one of the pill bottles and popped one pill into her mouth to taste it. The taste is not bad. It is a bit bland, but the cool feeling that's spreading in my body each time I ate one is really addictive. Bulletin. Tea. It would be better if the alchemist adds some sugar and flavoring like cocoa or vanilla. Despite her complaint, Tang Li Shui still smiled brightly when she saw her system's notification each time she swallowed some pills. EXP gained. Strength +1. EXP gained. Strength +1. EXP gained. Strength +1. Mwahahaha. Mine. All these pills are mine. Driven by her greed, Tang Li Shui moved her paws even faster and shoved all the pill bottles on the multilevel shelf very swiftly into her space pouch. In only a half an hour, she almost emptied the entire huge storage room full of pill bottles. She only needs 10 minutes or so to completely clear all of the pills stored inside this room. But really, just how big is this fake dragon's space pouch? I stuffed almost the entire pill bottles inside this room, but it still has some space left inside this pouch. It really makes me so reluctant to return it back to the fake dragon later. Maybe I should just. Before Tang Li Shui finished her thought, her sensitive ears, that already augmented by enhanced sense of hearing skills, caught something. Clack. Clack. It was actually the sound of someone trying to open the locked door. Crap. I still haven't finished taking them all. What a pity. Tang Li Shui stared full of aggrieved and unwillingness at the several multilevel shelves full of pill bottles that she has not touched yet. However, Tang Li Shui still decided to activate her ethereal form and wait for the time being. He could still pick them up later after all the guards that came to check this room went back to report to their superior. After all, the most pill bottles inside this room already went inside her space pouch. The guards would probably be shocked to death the moment they found out about this, and they would need to report to their superior for further instruction. Unfortunately, she would never guess that the one coming into this room was not the normal guards but Baaa. Tang Li Shui was so shocked. The moment she activated her ethereal form, the person in front of the door actually was not opened the door with a key like normal guards but forcefully destroy the door. It was really lucky for her that she activated her ethereal form the moment she heard the door's sound. If not, she would already be spotted by the person in front of the door. However, Tang Li Shui's heart almost leaped out from her throat the moment she saw the fat person entered the pill storage room. Xiao Hei's fatty uncle, Mo Konglin. Moreover, the moment Mo Konglin entered the pill storage room, he was immediately staring at the invisible Tang Li Shui that was still in her ethereal form. Tang Li Shui shuddered in fear and terror the moment Mo Konglin staring back at her. It was as if she was looking at the dark bottomless abyss and it also looking back at her. There was only one word in Tang Li Shui's mind right now. Run. But before Tang Li Shui could turn her body and retreat, Mo Konglin already raised his palm first. His violent chi burst out from his body as he waved his palm toward Tang Li Shui. The 3 meters giant palm made from Mo Konglin pure chi slammed down on the multi-level shelf where Tang Li Shui stood. Tang Li Shui scared out of her wits. She really wanted to jump backward to dodge it, but the giant palm made from the pure chi coming too fast toward her. Beboom. The shelf under her feet along with all the shelves, sir, rounding her reduced into dust. Mo Konglin's attack was also leaving a deep crater on the solid ceramic tiles in the pill storage room. Luckily, Mo Konglin's super powerful attack classified as a physical attack and it was not able to hurt Tang Li Shui in her ethereal form. Mo Konglin's giant palm actually passed through Tang Li Shui's transparent body and only struck at the place where she stood up. Of course, she was not spared out from the violent shockwave created by Mo Konglin's strike. Her tiny transparent body flew backward with an amazing speed like a bullet. With her ethereal form still activated, she passed through several walls and rooms inside the Elder Lin's residence. After a few seconds and her speed started to slow down, Tang Li Shui twisted her body and somersaulted a few times, then landed gracefully on the ground. On the contrary to everyone's expectations, she did not feel any trauma or shock. She even laughed in disbelief. I can't believe it. Mew ha 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 ha. I really did it. Not only I dodged it. I even managed to copy it. Copy start. Name, Heaven Splitting Wave, 7th layer. Type, Martial Arts Skill. Copy completed. Yes, the moment Tang Li Shui felt she cannot dodge it anymore, she started to focus on her ethereal form to let Mo Konglin's strike pass through her body while she used her Mirror of the Moon to copy his martial art skill. It actually the same martial art used by Xiao He before? No, although it feels he same but their level of mastery differ too far like heaven and earth. This fatty uncle mastery is clearly higher than Xiao He. This time I really hit a jackpot. Yuahi. Tang Li Shui's guess was not that far off from the truth this time. Heaven Splitting Wave was one of the secret martial arts in Azura Demon Sect. Only someone with high status like Xiao He or Mo Konglin can learn it. Heaven Splitting Wave moves divided into 9 layers in total. The first layer would double the user's strength and will hit the opponent once in one move. The second layer would triple the user's strength and will hit the opponent twice in one move. The third layer would quadruple the user's strength and will hit the opponent 3 times in one move and so on. Moreover, each layer could bypass the opponent's defense by one more layer and attack their inner organ directly. For example, the third layer means that this martial art could bypass 3 layers of defense like armor, barrier, chi, protection, skin, or muscles and strike the inner organ directly. Xiao He only reached the third layer when fighting in the Moonlight Forest before and it was already enough for him to slaughter several powerhouse elders easily. He only managed to reach the 4th layer recently. Mo Konglin already reached the 7th layer long ago and he was only one step away from the 8th layer. She was able to copy such an OP martial art skill in that kind of dangerous situation, really a blessing in disguise. It was not wrong for Tang Li Shui to say that she got a jackpot. Tang Li Shui's heart still palpitated in fear though. It was such a close call. If he attacked me with an elemental attack back then, I would really be turned into a meat paste. Sigh. It looks like the situation is not looking good. To be exact, it already worsens so badly. Should I retreat first or keep pushing forward to find Elder Lin's room? But she also realized if she retreated today, she would not have any more chance to complete her quest anymore since Xiao He's uncle would probably move Elder Lin to the secret, safer place. In the end, Tang Li Shui could only grit her teeth and decided to find Elder Lin. She did not know what kind of punishment she would get if her quest failed and she also did not want to try it. What if the punishment was the system would be taken back from her? It would be too late even if she cried later. Let's find Elder Lin's room and finish this mission as soon as possible before the situation turned even worse. It was a gamble. Whether the Xiao He's uncle finds her first or she finds the Elder Lin first. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 56-56. Countdown. After throwing such a lethal strike toward Tang Li Shui, Mo Konglin that still inside the pill storage room frowned as He inspected the place where he attacked before. There is really nothing here. Mo Konglin murmured to himself, full of doubt. In fact, Mo Konglin did not attack Tang Li Shui because he could see or trace her, but because his sharp instinct that he already honed through countless life and death situations detected that someone actually staring at him from where Tang Li Shui stood up. He already checked the entire pill storage room with his divine sense the moment he entered it, but he cannot find anything. However, Mo Konglin never doubted his own instinct, since it already saved his life so many times before. So he attacked without any hesitation, but now he did not find anything at all. Mo Konglin could only shake his head and decided to not think too much about it for now. He started to observe every corner of the pill storage room to find any clue, but he could only find that almost all of the pill bottles inside this storage room stolen. The thief was actually only leaving several shelves full of pill bottles. Mo Konglin gnashed his teeth in intense anger and hatred toward this troublemaker, intruder and thief. Mo Konglin was afraid that the intruder would escape immediately if the profound soul locking array still not activated yet, so he planned to help the control room to activate it as soon as possible. But before he could come out of the pill storage room, his communication talisman trembled slightly. Communication talisman's function was the same as the mobile phone in the modern world. It was to communicate with other people from several hundred miles away. From his communication talisman,
Chapter 61
to 61, Bountiful Harvest. Special skill? Fire Breath. Fire Bomb. So this is my handmade skill when I am using Flame of Pride. Fire Dash? Oh, it should be the one I am using to run back last night. Tang Li Shui nodded while smiling in satisfaction. Before she got Flame of Pride, her attacking method was too limited. She could only use her fangs and claws, but now, with the power of flame, her offensive method would become even more variable based on how she could use it. For example, right now Tang Li Shui tried to imbue her Flame of Pride onto her claws to increase her rip skill's power to another level. Whoosh! Tang Li Shui's sharp claws shrouded by the deep blue flames and started to emit the scorching heat. In her special skill column, there was a new skill that appeared there named Fire Claws. Success! Hee. If I could increase my control over this deep blue flame, I can even use it both in close range or long range combat. Heck, I can even create the fire wall as a defense measure. What a perfect ability for a perfect queen such as me. Unfortunately, Tang Li Shui's control over the Flame of Pride still so lousy for now, and condensing fire wall from it was no more than wishful thinking, but at least she could still use her fire breath to create some fire boundary to prevent her enemies from getting close. Tang Li Shui decided to think about it later and started to take out Elder Lin's spatial ring from her space pouch. So above excellent evaluation, there is perfect evaluation too. I wonder, are there even higher evaluations than perfect? And why I can get perfect evaluation yesterday? But after thinking about it for a while, Tang Li Shui felt she really deserved the perfect evaluation. The first reason was that no one had managed to spot her at all, even with Xiao Hei's uncle and all of those powerful elders joined the fray later. Of course, it excluded her target, the Elder Lin himself, since Tang Li Shui did not know if he was already dead or still alive right now. It looks like I have to check his condition later if I have any free time. But at least I am very sure he is still unconscious for now. The second reason was that she managed to take all Elder Lin's precious herbs, pills, and even his high-ranking flame. Oh, and I even take his spatial ring in the end. Yuwahi! There must be many good stuff inside, since usually people always keep all of his most important belongings close to him. If Flame of Pride can be put in his spatial ring, he definitely already does it too. Unfortunately, I can't use this spatial ring for now. Oh well, I only need to increase my cultivation level one more and reach chi condensation stage to be able to use it. Tang Li Shui put Elder Lin's spatial ring back into her space pouch. The third reason should be because of the terrible damage Tang Li Shui deals to Elder Lin himself last night. Not only she crippled Elder Lin's little brother, she even made his mid-ranking flame self-destruct in the end. Even Tang Li Shui herself felt some pity toward Elder Lin. She was really overdoing it last night. She was basically robbing Elder Lin from all of his possession, castrated his manhood, and tried to kill him in the end. Wait a minute, the last one is not my fault, okay? It was that reckless blue flame's fault. By the way, it really is a waste of bad luck sticker yesterday, maybe I don't need to use it to deal with Elder Lin. But after thinking for a while, Tang Li Shui began to waver. Because what happened last night was too coincidental. It was actually a perfect string of coincidences that led to the Elder Lin's doom. First, Elder Lin loosened his grip on Tang Li Shui when he saw her deep blue flames cloak. Then Tang Li Shui used her heaven-splitting wave, 7th layer, to Elder Linear. Tang Li Shui actually only wanted to keep some distance with him so she won't get captured by him again, but unfortunately, the accident occurred and she hit Elder Lin's crotch. Because of the immense pain caused by his little brother being crippled, Elder Lin cannot control his mysterious green flame anymore, which led to it being devoured by flame of pride and forced to self-destruct in the end. Tang Li Shui started to shudder in horror when she thought about it. She always thought bad luck sticker's effect was quite mild, like stepped onto feces when walk or pot came flying out of nowhere. But looking at its effect yesterday, Tang Li Shui concluded that its effect was far greater and dangerous than what she estimated before. Bad luck sticker's scale of effect was more like a huge meteor fell out of nowhere, or some powerful assassins came to target the wrong person. If what happened to Elder Lin last night was because of bad luck sticker, how fearsome that sticker really is. Oh, well, let's forget all of it. It is already over anyway. It's not like I can go to Elder Lin's place and apologize to him. Right. Let's see what I get as an additional reward. Yesterday, Tang Li Shui took out her premium weapon chest and started to inspect it. Suddenly, a wave of the information entered her mind in an instant, and she immediately understands how to use this premium weapon chest. In a simple explanation, she could think of any kind of weapon she prefers, like a sword, a spear, a bow, etc. Then, when she opened this premium weapon chest, she could get that kind of weapon she prefers, but its stats enhancement would randomize by the system. But Tang Li Shui was very disappointed. Well, if she was still a human, she would certainly jump around in excitement and happiness, but now, sigh. What is the use of this piece of junk? Even if I manage to pull out the legendary weapon like Excalibur or Xuan Yuan sword, then what? Can I wield it with this pair of tiny paws? I prefer the system to give me more lucky sticker than this junk. Tang Li Shui shook her head in disappointment and threw the premium weapon chest back into her system inventory. Well, I have two big jobs to do today. First, I want to consume all the precious herbs and fruits, also some pills that I get last night. I wonder how many levels I increase today. Especially, the golden Bodhi fruit, what does it mean? It can grant golden body? SSSSHHH. I really want to eat it. Second, since I already reached the peak of body tempering stage, I can finally awaken my martial soul. Tang Li Shui needs to go to the awakening altar if she wanted to awaken her martial soul, since at the awakening altar, there was a crucial item for it called Soul Orb. I already finished my roasted meat just now and my stomach's still so full. Let's go to the awakening altar first. This morning, I wonder what my martial soul would be. Phoenix? Dragon? Kylin? No. Since I am a fox, then my martial soul should be an imposing nine-tailed fox. Yuwahi! I cannot wait any more. Let's go now. Tang Li Shui jumped down from the table and activated her ethereal form. Her transparent figure passed through the wall easily and she started to dash toward where the awakening altar was. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 62-62, Going to Awakening Altar. When Tang Li Shui went out of the Xiao Hei's room with her ethereal form still activated, she managed to notice some spies act strangely in Xiao Hei's courtyard. What the hell are all these people searching for? Since these SPIs start to move around, that's mean that Fatty Uncle is still alive and kicking. What a pity. But it would be impossible for someone as strong as him to die that easily. Tang Li Shui also thought that Fatty Uncle should hold some suspicion to Xiao Hei now since Xiao Hei did not appear last night to catch the intruder. Then all of these spies come here under that Fatty Uncle's order and start to sniffing around trying to find some clues about the intruder here. I really should find some time to tell Xiao Hei about all these spies and traitors later. Tang Li Shui decided to stop paying attention to it for now and dashed toward the awakening altar. But the tense atmosphere around the Azura demon sect made her feel even more restless. Even her danger instinct kept ringing and warned her, all of these were like the calm before the great storm. This is not good. I also need to start planning some contingency plans. I wonder if my flame of pride could melt that fake dragon's chain, so we can escape together if something has gone wrong. Sigh, oh well, I will do it step by step. Let's awaken my martial soul first. Awakening altar usually crowded by people, especially when the time of new disciple accepted some of them with great talent would already reach the peak of body tempering stage and their martial souls ready to be awakened. But talent only remains talent if the moment their martial souls awaken, they only get some trashy rank martial su. Ls. Then their path as a genius would be over before it even began. Ironically, Tang Li Shui heard that the reason Xiao Hei's Fatty Uncle failed to be nominated as Azura Demon Sex Patriarch twice was because he had the trashy rank martial soul. However, the Fatty Uncle managed to make it up with his hard work and persistence to reach where he was right now. Tang Li Shui really admired this part of Fatty Uncle very much. He had a big ambition but also willing to put much more effort into it. He also had great patience to plan it step by step in the very long term. But really, it feels very weird when a villain has the main character's trait. What if that Fatty Uncle starts to shout out something like "Go Beyond, plus Ultra"? Pfft. Tang Li Shui quickly put away all of her distracting thought when she arrived in front of the awakening altar. Fortunately, no one was around the awakening altar at this time. Tang Li Shui was also not sure why, but maybe because of the ruckus she made last night, so everyone was under the strict surveillance today. They might all even be interrogated later. Tang Li Shui jumped to the top of the awakening altar and deactivated her ethereal form. She found a crystal orb about the same size as the soccer ball on the top of awakening altar. This crystal ball should be the soul orb. Okay, now, how to do it? Only put my paws on the top of it. Tang Li Shui put her tiny paw on her furry chin and started to think. Oh right. My greater lucky sticker. Should I use it now? Or later when I ready to evolve? This was why Tang Li Shui did not use her greater lucky sticker to complete her quest last time. She wanted to use greater lucky sticker to gain the maximum benefit from her evolution, like the strongest evolution path or the strongest divine ability. Tang Li Shui also considered using greater lucky sticker to complete Elder Lin's quest before, but doing so was like using a lottery to get 100 scores in the school exam. It felt very wasteful. But using greater lucky sticker for her evolution or Awaken her martial soul was like using a lottery to buy a large company, it would impact her future greatly. Oh well. Let's just use one for now. I have two of them. Anyway. I can use the other one for my evolution later. Sigh. I can only hope the divine ability I get when I evolve would increase my survivability. Actually, Tang Li Shui planned to keep one of her greater lucky stickers so she can use it in the critical life or death moment to save her life, but now she changed her mind. If she could get stronger faster, it means her survivability would also increase drastically along with it. This confidence emerged because she managed to complete yesterday's quest with a perfect evaluation with only depending on her ethereal form. If she succeeded in obtaining an even more divine ability than her current ethereal form, her safety would be more reassured without any need to rely on greater lucky sticker. Tang Li Shui gritted her teeth and took out one of the greater lucky sticker from her system inventory and then sticking it on her furry chest. Greater lucky buff duration, 10 minutes. Now since every second count, let's use this chance to use all of my lottery tickets first. Tang Li Shui pulled out her only bronze lottery ticket from her system inventory and used it without any hesitation. The bronze wheel of fate started to spinning. Be faster. Quick. Quick. I still have 4 more silver lottery ticket. She did not care about this bronze lottery ticket since the reward she would get from silver lottery ticket should be far better than it. Congratulations! You got 1x restoration elixir from the bronze wheel of fate. Restoration elixir? What is the difference between restoration elixir and recovery pill? Oh well, since I get it with greater lucky sticker buff on, it should not be a useless item. Next. This time Tang Li Shui pulled out 4 silver lottery ticket from her system inventory and used it one by one. The silver wheel of fate started to spinning. Like what Tang Li Shui guessed before, the prize in these silver lottery ticket was far better than bronze lottery ticket. Even the worst prize should be recovery pill or stamina pill. Premium weapon chest. Premium cultivation voucher. Premium armor set. Divine ability voucher. Great calamity sticker. Divine buff sticker. There is even great calamity sticker. If the bad luck sticker is already so terrifying, I wonder how powerful is this sticker would be. The silver wheel started to slow down, and stopped in the end. Congratulations! You got 1x substitution doll from the silver wheel of fate. Not bad but a bit disappointing with greater lucky sticker buff on. Oh well, I have 3 more anyway. Next. The silver wheel of fate started to spinning. Please. Let me get something like greater lucky sticker. Or that great calamity stick. Also good, I can stick it on that fatty uncle's butt, and let's see if he still could survive until tomorrow. Congratulations! You got 1x substitution doll from the silver wheel of fate. Again. I get that cursed doll again. Come on. No, I said that I want to keep myself safe and survive all the time, but 3 substitution doll are already too many. While she kept complaining full of frustration in her mind, Tang Li Shui still used her silver lottery ticket once again. The silver wheel of fate started to spinning. Come on, that divine ability voucher is quite good too. Or maybe that divine buff sticker. Congratulations! You got 1x divine ability talisman from the silver wheel of fate. Divine ability talisman? What is this? Wait a minute. My greater lucky sticker's buff duration is too limited, I better finish this quick and awaken my martial soul first before the buff duration run out. I can check my prize later anyway. The last silver lottery ticket. Please do not disappoint me. This time. The silver wheel of fate started to spinning. Chapter 63 to 63, My martial soul is a what? Congratulations! You got 1x sub-profession package from the silver wheel of fate. Sub-profession package? It sounds not bad. SSSSHHHHHH. At last. My martial soul. But if my martial soul is too high ranked than my previous plan to evolve it step by step, and gain immunity to every element would become hopeless. Tang Li Shui put her furry paws on the top of the soul orb, while her mind keeps thinking about what martial soul was the best for her, the higher ranked one or lower ranked one. But contrary to her expectation, there was no earth-shattering effect like when she evolved or formed her Danshan before. The faint rainbow light started to shine from the soul orb, and Tang Li Shui's martial soul also began to condense on the top of her head bit by bit. Is this my martial soul? Wait a minute, what the hell is this? A fish? Tang Li Shui looked at the palm-sized golden fish on the top of her head and she dropped her jaw in disbelief. There was also a status sheet above the palm-sized golden fish. Tang Li Shui quickly glanced at it out of curiosity. Martial Soul, Golden Carp Grade, Poor. Level 1. Stats. HP, 30/30. Strength, 2. Agility, 3. Toughness, 1. Unique skill, Swimming, Refining Spirit Energy. Passive skill, Breathing Underwater, Lucky Halo. Golden Carp. Why is it a carp? Why is it a fish of all creatures? A carp. So uncool. Even a cat or a dog is cuter and cooler than a carp. And its HP is only 30. It sucks so badly. Tang Li Shui started to roll on the top of Awakening Altar in disappointment and complained non-stop about her martial soul in her mind. She even forgot that her starting HP was only 20 before, so this golden carp actually a bit stronger than her when she was still a fox cub. In the end, she gritted her teeth in frustration but still decided to check on her martial soul's status. What the hell is this swimming and breathing underwater skills? It is a fish for God's sake. What it will become if it can't swimming and breathing underwater? A living sushi? Next. Tang Li Shui was fuming in rage when she saw the status sheet write something so obvious. Refining Spirit Energy, Golden Carp can refine the surrounding spirit energy to produce one low-tier spirit stone/day. The quantity and the purity of spirit stone will increase along with the martial soul's level. Lucky Halo, according to Feng Shui, Golden Carp can attract good luck and prosperity to its owner. The effect will increase along with the martial soul's level. Tang Li Shui almost kneeled in gratitude and happiness when she saw these two skills. Oh my god! I can't believe it. This golden carp is actually an incarnation of luck and fortune. Her golden carp martial soul might not have any combat skills right now, but its two starting support skills were more than enough to make up for it. Lucky Halo's effect should be weak right now, but if the golden carp keep leveling up, who knows if its effect could rival the greater Lucky Sticker's buff in the future. As for refining spirit energy, it was basically the same as a money-making machine. Because other than pills, cultivators can also use spirit stones to increase their cultivation. Moreover, the pills actually brought many problems if you consume them continuously in the long term. For example, if cultivators kept using pills, they would accu.malate some toxic or impurity from the pill's residue inside their body, and it would bring a terrible side effect. The other disadvantage, if they used the same pills over again and again, their efficacy would decrease over time, until it no longer has any effect. But spirit stones did not have any of those side effects. Any people can use spirit energy inside it to increase their cultivation. But unfortunately, the spirit stones were too rare. Each time spirit stone mine appears, it would cause the bloodbath and huge war between big sects. In Azura demon sect, outer disciples and inner disciples could only get cultivation pills. Only core disciples and elders can get spirit stones, and it Must be traded with contribution points. If anyone knows that Tang Li Shui's martial soul can produce spirit stones, there was no doubt that there would be another bloodbath just to force her signing master and servant contract. Moreover, it also said something like, the quantity and the purity of spirit stone will increase along with the martial soul's level. In simple words, the stronger her martial soul, later, the more spirit stones it would produce, and the higher its tier would become too. This fact was like the cold water splashed onto Tang Li Shui's face as her expression grew more solemn. I must be careful to not tell anyone about my martial soul ability, or I would be really damned. I also must be really careful to not show it to anyone. But the spying eyes are really hard to detect. Sigh. It is a really good money-making skill, but I also have one more big problem that I need to face right now. Tang Li Shui unsummoned her golden carp martial soul and tried to open her shared EXP window. Oh, God! Please, bless me this time and let it be there. Shared EXP status. Level, 100%. Cultivation, percent. Martial soul, 0%. Tang Li Shui almost fainted in happiness when she found her martial soul also included in shared EXP. There really is. Yes. I can use this shared EXP to level up my martial soul and evolve it. I can't wait anymore. Let's go back to Xiao Hei's room, then eat all of those precious herbs and pills. With her current abundant resources, Tang Li Shui was very confident that she could push her martial soul to evolve once or twice. And don't forget she also has her 5-2 times EXP card. Tang Li Shui activated her ethereal form back and her tiny figure turned transparent. She jumped down from awakening altar and headed back to Xiao Hei's courtyard. The sky already turned dark the moment Tang Li Shui went back to Xiao Hei's place. She turned off her ethereal form the moment she entered Xiao Hei's room because she did not want Xiao Hei to find out that she has some stealth skill, since she was afraid that Xiao Hei would suspect her as the culprit of yesterday's commotion. But she found the one inside the room was not her concubine, Xiao Hei, but his stupid clown attendant, Feng San. What is this stupid really wants today? Don't tell me Xiao Hei still dare to order him to prepare for my food today after what happened last time. Little princess, little ancestor, Feng San was trying to put a gentle smile and persuade Tang Li Shui, but Tang Li Shui could only see the creepy ugly smile plastered on his face. Call me queen. Tang Li Shui stuck her furry chest and stared at Feng San full of suspicion. You see, today my young patriarch is really busy, so he cannot bathe you, so he ordered me to bathe you until clean, since yesterday you went sleep with such a dirty body. Feng San tried to explain while pointing at the barrel bathtub full of hot water. What did you say? Dirty body? How dare you call this queen's body dirty? This queen is still as pure as jade. Okay. This queen is only ever slept in the same bed with her big brother and her concubine. Tang Li Shui bared her fangs in anger. And do you think anyone can bathe this queen? Only this queen's concubine has the right to touch this queen's smooth skin, hair, fur. Little ancestor, please do not make things hard for this subordinate. This subordinate only does what young patriarch ordered me to. Feng San saw Tang Li Shui was so uncooperative, so he started to attack his stance and pounced toward her. Tang Li Shui knew she was not Feng San's opponent because, although Feng San was a bit stupid, but his cultivation achievement was already quite high. So she activated her sprint and ran under the bed before Feng San could catch her. She silently activated her ethereal form back, passed through the wall under the bed, then headed to the room beside Xiao Hei's room, and sleep there comfortably tonight. Meanwhile, Feng San was searching for Tang Li Shui all night. but still did not manage to find her at all, and in the end he even got punished by Xiao He because of his negligence. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 64-64, Incoming. Hidden Danger. Mo Konglin's residence the next night after Elder Lin's incident. There were several elders inside the grand living room, including Mo Konglin himself. All the elders sat at the right and left side of the room while Mo Konglin sat deeper at the center of the room. From the vase to the furniture, everything inside this huge room was really luxurious and expensive, but no one inside this room had any mood to appreciate it. The atmosphere inside the room also depressing and gloomy. No one dared to open their mouth and say anything. At this moment, all the elders did not even dare to stare at Mo Konglin this time. Creak. The grand living room's door opened. A grim-faced elder brought his medicine box into the gloomy living room. Anyone could easily tell from his medicine box that this grim-faced elder should be a doctor or a physician. How is his condition? Can you cure him? Mo Konglin raised his eyebrow and asked with a solemn tone. The grim-faced elder shook his head with unhappy expression and sit beside Mo Konglin. Elder Lin's injury is very serious, but that is not why he's still unconscious until now. It is more like he received mental shock before he went unconscious. The grim-faced elder reported to Mo Konglin after drank a cup of tea. The intruder definitely used that high-ranking blue flame to fight Elder Linear. Elder Lin treasured that high-ranking blue flame very much, like it's his own life. It is no wonder he receives such a mental shock, because his treasured high-ranking flame got taken by the intruder, and even his own mid-ranking flame spirit self-destruct in the end. Mo Konglin closed his eyes in frustration and helplessness. It really is a pity. If we can make him regain his consciousness even for a moment, we can get the intruder's identity, characteristics, or features and catch him before he could slip out from our Azura demon sect with all of our pills and precious herbs. The grim-faced elder sighed in disappointment. Can you find any clue from his injury? Mo Konglin asked the grim-faced elder again. This, how should I say it? The wound at his crotch is very strange. According to my diagnosis, his wound actually caused by a powerful penetrative strike. The grim-faced elder stared at Mo Konglin weirdly, as if he wanted to say some thing, but the words just could not come out from his mouth. Are you trying to say the intruder is my nephew himself? And he used his heaven-splitting wave to injure Elder Lin? Mo Konglin asked grim-faced elder with interrogating tone this time. Nope, your nephew's heaven-splitting wave is only at third or fourth layer, right? According to Elder Lin's wound, the strike's penetrative power is really high. In heaven-splitting wave standard, it should be at least at the seventh layer. The grim-faced elder still stared at Mo Konglin weirdly. Mo Konglin was dumbfounded the moment he heard grim-faced elder's words. Martial arts with high penetrative power were very rare, and usually all of it only taught to sect leader's successor or grand elder. Moreover, the degree of difficulty to learn it was really high. Even a genius like Xiao He can only reach the fourth layer after training diligently for more than 10 years. In other words, the person that can use the seventh layer of heaven-splitting wave in the entire Azura demon sect was only Mo Konglin alone. All the elders in the living room felt even more headaches attacking their minds when they heard this clue from the grim-faced elder. There is no need to think too deeply about this. We will know who he is soon enough. Mo Konglin spoke with a tone full of confidence. Grand Elder, what do you mean by that? Do you have some plan to bait the culprit out? The grim-faced elder asked curiously. No, but I am really sure that the culprit is one of my nephew's people. Mo Konglin sneered coldly. Hey that is impossible, right? I mean, he is still a patriarch after all, isn't the same as crippling his own sect. and I think he is not that kind of person. The grim-faced elder mumbled to himself. All the elders inside the living room started to whisper each other and also think it was impossible. I only say the culprit is one of my nephew's people. It doesn't mean that he did it under my nephew's order. Mo. Conglin held his chin and chuckled coldly. My guess is the intruder actually doing it under his own volition. His primary target should be Elder Lin, but he also took all the pills, herbs, and the high-ranking flame along the way. His true motive is revenge for my nephew. Mo. Conglin continued and started to explain his deduction toward everyone in the living room. If Tang Li Shui was here and heard Mo Conglin's words now, she would scare out of her wits because he can guess almost all of it right. How can you guess all of that? The grim-faced elder asked in doubt. Because he chose to enter Elder Lin's secret room rather than the energy room in the end. Mo Conglin stared at the grim-faced elder and answered. But all of that is not important right now. Because no matter how great the chess piece is, the game would still over once we checkmate the king himself. Mo Conglin said with a lazy tone, but the meaning behind his words was actually very heavy. Then, what are we going to do for now? One of the elders timidly asked. I heard my nephew has some divine pills that can cure any injuries in one night before. Mo Conglin hinted to all the elders in the living room. All the elders instantly stupefied by Mo Conglin's words and started to think, did Grand Elder want us to steal that divine pills from the young patriarch and give it to Elder Lin? The next morning, Tang Li Shui awoke from her deep sleep in the next room. She wobbled walking back to Xiao Hei's room but find out that Xiao Hei already waiting for her inside his room with a brush in his hand. Oh, Xiao Hei. I am sorry but I cannot eat your roasted meat today. I have a breakfast appointment today. Xiao Hei's answer was to hold the back of her neck and threw her into the barrel bathtub before scrubbing her body so hard with the brush that she started to wail in pain. After taking an intense bath, Tang Li Shui's soft smooth fur, already perfectly cleaned until it shone back with a faint silvery white like a plushy toy. When her mesmerizing topaz blue eyes stared at Xiao Hei, even he cannot resist her charm and started to embrace her soft tiny body for a while, then kissed her forehead several times. After playing around with Tang Li Shui for some time, Xiao Hei roasted some pork meats for her breakfast and left her alone in the room for work after that. There were many problems inside the sect that he needs to handle right now, especially about the scarcity of cultivation resources. Tang Li Shui looked at the roasted pork meats that Xiao Hei's made and her saliva started to flood her mouth. In the end, she ate all Xiao Hei's roasted pork meats and got too full to eat any more, so she waited for a few hours until she digested all before pulling out her 2x express card from her system inventory. Okay. Let's begin. I wonder if I can reach my maximum level this time and evolve. Oh well, just let my martial soul evolve first. Tang Li Shui opened shared EXP window and started to set the EXP share between her level and martial soul. Shared EXP status. Level, 50%. Cultivation, %. Martial soul, 50%. Chapter 65 to 65, 3. Evolution paths. Wait a minute, if I activate these 2x express card one by one, aren't that means I must continue to eat all of these pills for 5 hours? Not to mention the efficacy would weaken each time I consume it. I would probably start to get sick of it if I eat it for too much. Tang Li Shui took out all of her 2x express card. There were 5 cards in total. I wonder if these 2x express card's buff would stack if I use 2 or more at the same time. Let's try activating 2 at once first. By the way, how can I use this EXP card? Tang Li Shui tried to stick 2x express card onto her chest. Like how she used lucky sticker before and the card immediately disappeared aft. Entered her body. 2 times express buff duration, 1 hour. Then Tang Li Shui immediately took the second 2 times express card and stuck it again onto her chest. Like before, the card immediately entered her body and disappear. 4 times express buff duration, 55 minutes. It works. Yes, continue. 2x. 4x. 8x. 16x. 32x. 32 times express buff duration, 30 minutes. Tang Li Shui realized that each time she used her 2 times EXP card, the buff duration actually got shorter and shorter. When she got 4 times and 8 times express buff, the duration cut off by 5 minutes each time she used the card, so it decreased 10 minutes duration in total, leaving only 50 minutes. When she got 16 times and 32 times express buff, the duration cut off by 10 minutes each time she used the card, so it decreased 20 minutes duration in total, leaving only 30 minutes in the end. It was quite a reasonable effect though, since Tang Li Shui had only need to consume a limited amount of precious resources to gain 32 times express from it. Tang Li Shui did not want to waste any more time and took out all 7 colored star grass, then stuffed it into her mouth. Strength +1. Strength +1. Strength +1. This grass doesn't increase my EXP at all. Only my strength and toughness stats. Since my toughness stats already maxed out, it only increases my strength now. Change to other food. I will finish this grass later. She took out the 3 golden Bodhi fruits now and started to eat it one by one. The fruit was really juicy, sweet, and delicious, but Tang Li Shui did not have any time to spare to savor its delicious taste. EXP gained. All stats +30. Congratulations! Your martial soul, Golden Carp, achieved. Level 2. Whoa! All stats +30. What a good stuff! Unfortunately, the common grades all stats limit are 300 and I need to evolve before it can continue to increase. Sigh. It made sense though, since if her stats can increase without limit, then there was no need for her to evolve anymore. She only needs to increase all of her stats to 100,000 points and it should be enough to defeat all rare grade demonic beasts like the fake dragon in one punch. Tang Li Shui finished the other 2 golden Bodhi fruits in a few seconds. EXP gained. All stats +30. Congratulations! Your martial soul, Golden Carp, achieved. Level 3. EXP gained. All stats +30. Congratulations! Your martial soul, Golden Carp, achieved. Level 4. Congratulations! You have gained divine ability, Golden Body, from consuming golden Bodhi fruit. Congratulations! You achieved level 3, stat point +30, skill point +6. I can't believe it. I really managed to get it even though the fruit description says small chance to grant golden body. Thank God, it looks like the lucky halo from my martial soul is really effective. With this, all 3 of Tang Li Shui's stats were already hit 300 marks and it cannot be increased any more unless she evolves further into a higher grade beast. This time, Tang Li Shui took out all of her 7 elemental flower out and ready to consume it, but before she could do that, whoosh! The flame of pride flew out again by its own will from Tang Li Shui's danshan. What the hell are you? Before Tang Li Shui could guess what the flame of pride want to do, it has already begun to burn all the 7 elemental flower to nothingness. What the hell are you doing to my precious 7 elemental flower? Tang Li Shui almost cursed the flame of pride because of its unreasonable behavior, but then she noticed that the flame of pride was burning all the 7 elemental flower to absorb its essence. After absorbing all 7 elemental flower essences in a few seconds, the flame of pride flew back to Tang Li Shui's Danshan and lay dormant to digest the overwhelming essence it just absorbed. Tang Li Shui tried to use her deep blue flame, but she finds that she actually can't use it for now. From this, we could see that the flame of pride was actually very sensible. Imagine if it started to absorb 7 elemental flowers' essence when Tang Li Shui was inside the herb garden's core area and it lay dormant like now. Tang Li Shui would surely meet with many unimaginable difficulties because she can't use the flame of pride's power at that time. Unfortunately, Tang Li Shui still did not realize it and still cuss at the flame of pride because of it. Since there was no other precious fruit, flower, or herb, Tang Li Shui decided to take out some of her pills and started to consume it as fast as she could. 15 minutes was very short after all, and every second was very precious for her. Her level and her martial soul's level were skyrocketing at a rapid pace. In 1 minute, Tang Li Shui's martial soul already reached level 6 and ready to evolve. Congratulations! Your martial soul, Golden Carp, achieved level 6. Your martial soul, Golden Carp, already reached the max level cap for its current grade. EXP share status automatically shifted to level 100%. Congratulations! Your martial soul, Golden Carp, has reached level 6. Golden Carp, Evolution Paths menu available. Note: please choose Golden Carp, Evolution Paths carefully. These choices are only available now in the beginning. In the future, the martial soul, Golden Carp, would automatically evolve according to the evolution path you choose. Tang Li Shui's paws were never stopping and it kept stuffing several pills into her mouth, but now after she read the system notification, she became curious and decided to check her martial soul evolution paths menu, but of course, her paws still did not stop or slow down at all and keep popping several pills into her mouth swiftly. Support evolution path, Flying Golden Fish. Defense evolution path, Hard-Shelled Turtle. Offense evolution path, Venomous Purple Snake. Ugh! I can choose my martial soul's evolution like this? Interesting. Okay. I can't decide it carelessly since I can choose it only this time. Let's think about this very carefully later. For now, I just need to stuff my mouth full for another 10 minutes or so. Even though she said it as if it did not matter at all, but these evolution path choices were actually giving Tang Li Shui a very big headache. For example, if her own evolution path was offense 1, then she could choose defense or support evolution path for her martial soul to cover her weakness or vice versa. But now her Moon Fox evolution path actual why did not have any clear definite like defense, offense, or support like her martial soul's evolution path. According to the divine ability she got when she evolves, this Moon Fox evolution path was actually a jack of all trades, since her divine ability can copy all types of skills, martial arts, or divine abilities. Since her Moon Fox evolution path was a jack of all trades, so it also did not have any clear weakness to cover. What a headache! Oh God, which one should I choose? Sigh. If only I have one more greater lucky sticker to help me choose the best option out of these three. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 66-66, Coded Message. After thinking until her brain almost short-circuited, Tang Li Shui started to apply her usual creed. If some choices are too hard to decide for now, then try to delay it for later until I am really sure about my choice. Moreover, I already stuck at common grade for too long. I should focus on my level for now so I can evolve faster. After stealing her decision, Tang Li Shui continued to stuff her mouth with many pills like eating popcorn. Because the pill's efficacy would decrease each time she consumes it, so when she started to feel that kind of pills she ate give her too little EXP, she would switch to a different kind of pill, again and again. Marrow cleansing pill. Blood rejuvenation pill. Qi gathering pill. Bone tempering pill. When 32 times express buff duration was almost up, Tang Li Shui already ate many different kinds of pills. Congratulations! You achieved level 16, stat point plus 30, skill point plus 6. Damn it! I already reached level 16 now. Why the evolution menu still isn't available yet? Don't tell me that I must reach level 21 to evolve into uncommon grade. My god, maybe I should choose to evolve when I was level 11 instead of forming my Danshan. Tang Li Shui felt dizzy and nausea because of overeating. Even her stomach already bloated like a pregnant fox and she wanted to puke everything inside her stomach out so badly, but she still tried to endure it and keep shoving several pills into her throat continuously. Following this evolution levels pattern, isn't that mean that I need to reach level 41 next time to evolve into rare grade beast? Then I must reach level 81 to evolve into epic grade beast to regain my human form. Holish *T. Level 81. That's a long way. Congratulations! You achieved level 17, stat point plus 30, skill point plus 6. In the end, Tang Li Shui managed to squeeze one more level up and reached level 17 before the 32 times express buff duration really ran out. Tang Li Shui's expression was really gloomy right now as she started to think, I only need 4 more levels to reach level 21. It looks like the fastest way is to complete one more hard difficulty quest and get the plus 4 level rewards in the end. Tang Li Shui could only sigh and wait for the right opportunity to trigger some hard difficulty quest later. Since she did know have anything to do right now, Tang Li Shui started to consider the evolution path that her martial soul would take in the future. This hard-shelled turtle would probably evolve into Suan Yu, the mythical black tortoise in the future. The legend says that it has an impenetrable defense and an infinite lifespan. But I already have my ethereal form, so I am already immune to physical attack, and when I manage to collect all elemental immunities, so I don't need this defense evolution path. Tang Li Shui crossed her paws and refused this hard-shelled turtle evolution path. She really did not even think that when her ethereal form still activated, she also cannot hit her enemies. So this only leaves me with support and offense evolution path. These two are so good that it makes me very hard to make up my mind. This flying golden fish would probably evolve into Kun Peng. This mythical beast is a hybrid bird and fish also, equipped with all kinds of enhanced buffs, water manipulation, air manipulation, and space manipulation. Sigh, if we talk about the most reliable supporter, then this mythical beast is undoubtedly the best one. While this venomous purple snake, I don't know, maybe it will evolve into a 9-headed gigantic hydra, or maybe become a noble dragon. But what attracted me the most about this evolution path is its poison element. Imagine it if I burn my enemies with my flame of pride, then I poisoned them using my Mart El Soul too. I only need to use my ethereal form to hide and wait for them to turn weaker and weaker under my damage over the time before giving them my finishing blow. This evolution path would really make me closer to become the perfect assassin. Tang Li Shui decided to ponder about it while taking a walk around Azura demon sect to help her digest the food inside her bloated stomach. But when Tang Li Shui went out of Xiao Hei's residence, she once again noticed several people lurking around in Xiao Hei's courtyard. They were Xiao Hei's maids and servants, but Tang Li Shui knew their true identity was actually the spy sent by that fatty uncle to keep an eye on every Xiao Hei's movement. Usually, they kept following Xiao Hei like a gum stuck on the sole of his shoes, but since that Elder Lin's incident, they kept lurking around Xiao Hei's residence instead. At first, Tang Li Shui thought they were sent by the fatty uncle to find some clue about Elder Lin's attacker, but now Tang Li Shui became unsure about it anymore, since maybe That fatty uncle had another evil intention designed for her. Xiao Hei. Let's try to stalk a few of them and see what they want to do here. Tang Li Shui activated her ethereal form and stalked some of them for a few hours, but in the end, she only found that they really earnestly cleaned Xiao Hei's courtyard this time. Refusing to give up, Tang Li Shui decided to follow the butler back after they cleaned Xiao Hei's courtyard. The butler actually headed to the kitchen and asked for a bowl of noodles to fill his hungry stomach from the chef. The chef only nodded toward the butler expressionlessly, then used a few minutes of his time to make a bowl of hot noodles for the butler. The chef gave a bowl of hot noodles along with a pair of chopsticks to the butler, and the butler thanked the chef repeatedly with a wide smile on his face. Everything seems normal and nothing strange happened if only Tang Li Shui never saw they used the chopstick as a tool to relay the message. Then even she would never think that this kind of encounter was actually their way to send the message between their people. The butler went back to his room bringing the bowl of hot noodle with him, but when he put the bowl on the table, he realized that the chopstick went missing. It's gone. How could? So strange. Maybe I drop it. Along the way, the butler started to search for the chopstick on the way he passed before carefully. Meanwhile, Tang Li Shui already came back to Xiao Hei's room with a pair of chopsticks on her mouth. She quickly cancelled her ethereal form the moment she entered the room and put the chopstick in front of her. Since she cannot dismantle the chopstick with her pair of tiny paws, Tang Li Shui decided to just crush it with force. Then she took out a tiny slip of paper among the chopsticks. Remain and open it. I can't read it. Tisk. So they use the coded message. If it was their people, they would already have no way to read this slip of paper, but Tang Li Shui was different from them. She only lightly tapped the tiny slip of paper. Then, do you want to comprehend secret coded message with cost 10 deity coins? Yes/no. He. What a convenient system. This queen likes you very much. Yes. Tang Li Shui felt a strange sensation entered her mind for a moment, and after it finished, she tried to peek on the coded message written in the tiny slip of paper, but this time she could understand everything written in it very clearly. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 67-67, Sorting Out Skills and Divine Abilities. The message was actually very short but also straight forward. Inside the patriarch's residence, find where the medicine storage box is stored. Steal it if you have chance. What? Medicine storage box? Inside Xiao Hei's house. Tang Li Shui sighed in disappointment when she read the coded message she got from the butler. She thought it was an important message, like an order from the fatty uncle to poison Xiao Hei or something like that, but it turned out they only wanted to steal some medicine box. This was also the reason why Tang Li Shui did not tell Xiao Hei about the spies on his side before. She was afraid Xiao Hei would not believe her words, so she waited until the right opportunity come and she would have enough evidence to back her words. Oh, well. Though the information contained in it is not that important, I guess is coded letter could serve as evidence. 2. After she decided to tell Xiao Hei about the spies by his side, Tang Li Shui prepared a writing brush and ink, then started her writing practice. Unfortunately, her tiny paws can't even hold the writing brush properly, so how could she write using it? After trying a few times, Tang Li Shui threw the writing brush away in frustration. Tang Li Shui pondered for a while and her eyes turned bright when she thought, why should I use a writing brush to write? Just use my finger, my claw to write. She started to dip one of her claw into the black ink, then started to practice her writing skill on one of the empty scrolls. Tang Li Shui's handwriting was like the mighty dragon dancing in the ocean and fire phoenix flying on the skies. So mysterious, deep and profound, unfathomable. Okay, let's stop being so poetic. To be honest and simple, Her handwriting was so awful that it was completely unreadable. This is not my fault, okay? Fox's paw is never designed for writing. Okay, maybe a little bit, but you can't blame me for this. I live in the slum before and never going to school. Although I am not illiterate in my previous life, you can't blame me to not be able to write in this life. Tang Li Shui threw away the writing scroll with her doodle her handwriting in it, and went sulking on the bed. After thinking for a while, Tang Li Shui slapped her own furry forehead and swiftly jumped from the bed, then started to head toward the study room. I am really so stupid. It must be caused by my brain that shrinks because I reincarnated in this tiny fox body. I just need to tell Xiao Hei about the spies. So who says I need to write all of it down? I just need to borrow some books in the study room and pointing it words by words to Xiao Hei later. He. She checked many books inside the study room and managed to find tens of books that could help her explain what she wants to Xiao Hei later. Tang Li Shui put all the books she needs in her space pouch and went back to Xiao Hei's room. She took all the books out from her space pouch and threw it onto the table at the center of the room. Now I only need to wait for Xiao Hei to return from work. I still have some time, let's use it to sorting my skills. Oh, I almost forget it. I got a new divine ability from eating that golden Bodhi fruit. Hopefully, it is another divine ability. Golden body. Asterisk increase physical defense and elemental resistance by 50%. Asterisk reduce any damage received by 30%. Asterisk reflect back any incoming physical attack by 25%. Calculated before any defense or damage reduction. Asterisk increase health regeneration by 100%. Asterisk any damage you receive below 100 points would be nullified. Op defense type divine ability. This divine ability really came timely just as I need it. Now I really don't need any defense type martial soul at all. There was no doubt that this golden body was the best one among the defense type divine abilities, since it covered almost every aspect from increasing physical defense and elemental resistance to health regeneration. The heck, it even returns 25% of the damage from physical attack. SSSSHHHH. Fierce. It also increases my health regeneration by 100%, combined with my self-healing ability, it means I can recover 2% of my maximum HP every 10 seconds. Awesome. As for nullified any damage below 100 points, it might sounds unimpressive, but in reality, its usefulness was not less than any other op effect, especially when Tang Li Shui fought against many weaker opponents at once. Imagine if she received 50 points of damage over 1,000 times, it means her HP would be decreased more than 50,000 points. Tang Li Shui nodded her head and her mouth curved upward in satisfaction. She immediately began to activate her golden body to test its effect. Different from its name, Tang Li Shui's body actually did not change into gold, but only a feint of golden light wrapped her tiny figure, made it as if she was protected by Buddha. But she was quite disappointed when she found out her current stamina was drained at the speed 5 times faster than when she activated her ethereal body. She can maintain her golden body for at least 20 minutes or so, but unlike ethereal body, she should use this golden body in the fight so her stamina may run out even faster. If she used it in a fight along with her flame of pride, all of her stamina would be completely used up in only less than 5 minutes. After mull about it for some time, Tang Li Shui started to open her skill list window and look at her current skills. Oh yes! I almost forget that I still had not bought innate strength divine ability yet. Greater strength, LV3, deal more damage, LV3. Strengthen muscles, LV3, can be combined into divine ability innate strength with cost 4 skill points. Do you want to combine it now? Cheap. Yes. You have gained divine ability, innate strength, innate agility, innate toughness, innate strength, can be combined into divine ability, with cost 300 skill points. Do you want to combine it now? What divine abilities can be combined too? Tang Li Shui ignored everything and quickly took out Immortal World's newbie guide from her system inventory to look at divine abilities information. Divine abilities tier and how to upgrades it. Note, please read this section first. Because you reincarnated as a beast to avoid making a mistake, since system skill point is so valuable and important to waste. Tang Li Shui. Let's pretend not to see this note section and continue. There were 7 tiers of divine abilities. From the lowest to the highest were basic, intermediate, advanced, master, grandmaster, div, ine, and god. However, every divine abilities tier also divided again into 3 grades, low, mid, and high grade. All the divine abilities created from ordinary skills were only basic tier divine abilities. Divine abilities created from combining 2 to 4 ordinary skills were a low grade. Divine abilities created from combining 5 to 8 ordinary skills were mid grade. Divine abilities created from combining 9 ordinary skills or more were high grade. The higher their grade, the stronger and the greater their effect would be. However, no matter how high their grades were, they still basic tier divine abilities in the end. You would need to combine several basic tier divine abilities to create intermediate tier divine abilities, and this rule would work until you reach Grandmaster tier divine abilities. The divine abilities grade would also work the same as before. 2 to 4 combination of basic tier divine abilities would create low grade divine abilities, and so on. As for the divine abilities every beast got when they evolve, it depends on their beast grade, since the divine abilities they got when they evolve into epic grade should definitely higher tier than when they evolve into uncommon tier. P.S. In short, the skill point from the system was very crucial and needed at all times. If you want to create Grandmaster tier divine ability in the future, you probably would need several millions of skill points. I personally suggested for you not to buy any ordinary skills randomly. Choose all of it carefully so you can level it up properly and combine it later into powerful divine abilities. There are 7 tiers of divine abilities. So all of my divine abilities still at basic tier, and here I think that all of it already so up. So the combination of innate agility, innate toughness, and innate strength would be the first intermediate tier divine ability that I have. Muahahaha. Yes. Sorry, your current skill points are not enough yet. God. System. Why do you do this to me? Gave me a choice but not skill points are the same as showing me delicious food but not allow me to eat it. While Tang Li Shui still crying for the system's injustice, Xiao He already went back home and entered the room. Xiao Bai, what are you doing? Rolling on the ground like that will make your fur dirty. Xiao He said as he lifted Tang Li Shui from the ground and pats her fur to clean any dust that stuck on her body. Okay, that's enough. Now what I should do first to tell him about the spies and traitors. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 68-68, Trust. Tang Li Shui jumped out from Xiao Hei's embrace onto the top of the table and took one of the books. Xiao Bai, those all are my book collections from the study room. Give it back to me, don't play with all those books anymore. I promise I will bring you a colorful kuja ball tomorrow, how about it? Xiao Hei tried to persuade Tang Li Shui while reaching his right hand to take his book back. This impolite concubine. Who wants your kuja ball? Stay quiet for a moment. However, before Xiao Hei could hold the books, Tang Li Shui already slapped his hand away and started to flip the books page swiftly. Xiao Hei, I hope you are smarter than your aide, Feng San. Or I would really disown you if you are not able to Understand my explanation. Tang Li Shui sat on the table and raised the book toward Xiao Hei with her left paw while her right paw began to pointing word by word. I want to tell you a secret. Tang Li Shui found it strangely satisfying when she was watching a dumbfounded expression plastered on Xiao Hei's handsome face. Who knows that insolent Xiao Hei still thought Tang Li Shui was playing around with his books and took this chance to grab all of his books back. Bad Xiao Hei. Insolent Xiao Hei. Idiotic Xiao Hei. Give me back all the books. Grrrrrr. Tang Li Shui bared her fangs against Xiao Hei. She jumped onto him and bit his wrist. Surprisingly, Tang Li Shui still cannot hurt Xiao Hei's hand at all, even when her strength already grew so much stronger than last time. She could only leave a bite mark on Xiao Hei's skin. Sigh. Okay, whatever Xiao buys like. I can buy it all again anyway, although it would be slightly troublesome. But nothing can replace my Xiao Bai's joy after all. Xiao Hei was smiling full of gentleness as he saw Tang Li Shui that still fuming with rage. He put all the books back onto the table to let Tang Li Shui play again with it to her heart content. He petted Tang Li Shui's smooth furry head a few times before going to his bed. Damn, what a troublesome guy. Sigh, there is no other choice. Let's put my seduction skill to work. Tang Li Shui also jumped onto the bed and started to snuggle to Xiao Hei's embrace. She even started to lick Xiao Hei's face repeatedly and made him itch, then started to laugh. Ah ha ha ha. Okay, Xiao Bai. You win. I will not go to sleep anymore. I will accompany you to play tonight. What do you want to play? Xiao Hei laughed while embraced Tang Li Shui's tiny soft body once again and sat on the bed. Okay, that's enough. Get your naughty hands off me. Erg. Why did I start to feel that my pride as a future queen has been sullied? Whatever, at least he gets up now. Let's start our business again. Tang Li Shui jumped out from Xiao Hei's embrace and landed back onto the table. She took another book and started to show it again to Xiao Hei while using her right paw to point at some words like before. Uncle, secret, message. Then Tang Li Shui pushed a slip of tiny paper that contained coded message to Xiao Hei. Xiao Hei's playful expression, full of smile, completely vanished and replaced by his solemn expression the moment he saw the tiny slip of paper. Tang Li Shui found Xiao Hei's current expression a bit scary. She really liked his usual gentle expression that full of laughter when he was with her, far more than his current expression. But Tang Li Shui did not let it bother her for now, and she continued to point out some words from the book to Xiao Hei again. To steal medicine box from your residence. This time Xiao Hei widened his eyes in surprise and asked in disbelief, you can read this secret message too? Tang Li Shui quickly nodded with a very smug expression plastered on her face. Xiao Hei almost broke his solemn expression and laughs out loud again when he saw how cute Tang Li Shui was acting so arrogantly with her tiny body. Cough. Okay, Xiao Bai, I believe you. Where did you get this secret message from? Xiao Hei asked again, but with a gentle smile on his face this time, and he also pitched Tang Li Shui's soft furry cheek. Tang Li Shui put down the book in her paws and took another book. She began to flip it open again like before and show it to Xiao Hei again. Your butler, receive it, from chef. It's really hard to believe that I have so many moles on my side. Xiao Hei frowned deeper when he remembered Feng Yi's betrayal. Since then he really hated the traitor very much, and the trauma also made him much harder to believe all the people beside him. Tang Li Shui took another book and pointed several words towards Xiao Hei again. Second wind, and many more are spices. Yes, you did not read it wrong. She really pointed at spices words since she cannot find spies words You can't blame me for that, okay? T.S. is not in the modern world where you can find spies words easily in detective or criminal novels. So this is not my fault. Xiao He thought for a while on what she means, then he stared at Tang Li Shui weirdly and says with a serious tone. Xiao Bai. Feng Er and the other are humans, not spices. Tang Li Shui rolled her eyes back and face-palmed when she heard Xiao He's words. After thinking deeply for a few minutes, the light bulb on her mind flashed brightly. She took another book and began to show several words in it to Xiao He again. Second wind, and, many, more, are, the same as first, wind, and. I know, all, their, identities. Tang Li Shui used several days to stalk them one by one. Before to level up her skills and combine them into ethereal form divine ability. Xiao He stunned for a while, he closed his eyes while mumbling, so even Feng Er had switched to uncle's side. Xiao He went quiet after that as his finger tapped the table rhythmically with his eyes still closed. Tang Li Shui could tell from Xiao He's usual habit that this means he began to pondering his next move carefully, so she did not disturb him and wait patiently. Actually, Tang Li Shui already tried to create a quest to tell Xiao He about the secret message and spies, but who knows that the system did not respond at all. It looks like the difficulty level to tell Xiao He about it and make him believe her words were really low for the system standard. That was why it did not recognize by the system as a quest, since he already completely trust her even before she told him about it. But why? Before she could think of any reason, Xiao He already woke up from his deep thinking mode. Xiao He patted Tang Li Shui's furry head gently the moment he opened his eyes and he asks, how about this, I will bring you to my office at the sex headquarters tomorrow and you will help me identify any spies on my side. Tang Li Shui quickly put an act as if she was pondering so hard about it. I will make you an extra portion of roasted meat from tomorrow onward. How about it? Xiao He asked while playing with Tang Li Shui's furry chin with his fingers. So stingy. I only rewarded with an extra portion of roasted meat for my hard work and crucial information. Tang Li Shui raised two of her claws on her paw. At least make it 2 extra portions. Ha ha ha. Okay. Deal. Xiao He laughed out loud while caressing Tang Li Shui's furry head with his wide warm palm. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 69-69, Living like a Queen is so addictive. Tang Li Shui was also thinking of how to give the remaining of her 10,000s of pills she got from pill storage room before to Xiao He. She was quite disappointed when she found that after consuming 40 to 50 pills of the same type, that pills will no longer effective for her and it will not give her any more EXP. Although several 10,000 pills were sound so many. But all of those pills only had 10 kinds of pills, and Tang Li Shui almost consumed 50 pills from each kind of pills before, when she had 32 times express buff. But of course, Tang Li Shui would not give it to Xiao He only for roasted meat this time. She needs a lot of resources to level up after all. Tang Li Shui planned to trade these several 10,000s of pills inside her space pouch with the other kind of resources to help her level up. Moreover, this time she already found an easy way to communicate with Xiao He, and his performance this time greatly satisfied Tang Li Shui because he completely trusted her words without any question despite many vague parts in her explanation. If it was someone else, they would probably begin to interrogate her in detail and ask her many things like how did you know it, do you have any proof, did you really see it with your own eyes, and many more. But Xiao He did not do it and he trusted her words easily, as this queen expected from her hand-picked concubine. Really trustworthy. After Xiao He playing around a bit with Tang Li Shui, they immediately light on the bed and fall asleep together. The next morning, Xiao He woke up very early like usual, but He also woke Tang Li Shui up today since they already planned to go to sect's headquarters together. As a late riser, Tang Li Shui found it quite hard to wake up as early as Xiao He, so Xiao He could only helplessly brought her in his arm as he headed to the sect's headquarters. Xiao He's residence and sect's headquarters was not that far. Xiao He was walking slowly, enjoying the sunrise scene at Azura Demon Sect while his hand kept caressing Tang Li Shui's smooth soft fur in his embrace. He felt strangely in peace and relaxed right now, as if all of his burdens had been lifted from his chest. At this moment, unconsciously, Xiao He's expression that always appeared cold and decisive softened a lot this time. Even his lips also formed a faint upward curve, enhanced his peerless handsome face to another level and make every female disciple that looked at him blushed right now. After walking for half an hour, Xiao He and Tang Li Shui finally arrived at sect's headquarters. Even the lazy and sleepy Tang Li Shui opened her topaz blue eyes and examined the majestic building in front of her. Whoa, what a grand building! I wonder how much it cost this sect to make it. The building was actually even grander than Elder Lin's residence, with those golden dragon pillars that support the building and smooth white jade tiles on its floor. Tang Li Shui also noticed that all the people from guards, disciples, even elders would cup their hands and bowed a bit to her direction every time he passed them, but of course, they were not bowed toward her but Xiao He. Inside the sect's headquarters, there was a huge grand hall, with gigantic Azura demon statue stood in the middle of it. Wow! That big weird demon statue is sparkling. Is it made from the pure gold? SSSSSHHHH. If I can bring it away from this sect and sell it outside, I wonder how much money I can get from it. He. While Tang Li Shui still drowned in her own delusion, Xiao He brought her climbing up the wide stairs and they arrived on the second floor. Different from the first floor where there were countless people come and go, the second floor was quite desolate, since only elders ranking people have the right to access it. Of course, the people that the patriarch called on to meet him can go up to this second floor, but they must be escorted by the elder. While Tang Li Shui still in awe on the luxurious things on this second floor, likes the antique vases or the precious painting. Even the floor carpet was made from some demonic beast fur. Xiao He brought her to enter his office. Wow! So this is where Xiao He is doing his work every day. Did he call this his office? Calling this his court should be more appropriate. Xiao He's office was really spacious, maybe as big as the basketball court. Xiao He walked deeper inside the office and sat on his throne. At least in Tang Li Shui's eyes, it was a throne, judging from its luxurious material and gaudy design. He put Tang Li Shui on his lap and says to her, Xiao Bai, today would be a pretty tiring day for you, but endure it. Okay? But don't worry, I will order people to bring food here, so you will not hungry. Xiao He instructed some people with his communication talisman to bring them some roasted meats, fresh fruits, and milk into his office immediately. After that he also ordered all the people in charge of food, guarding, and cleaning his residence to come and meet him in his office soon. Xiao Bai, listen. I will call those people in one by one, and all you need to do is touching the handle of this chair with your paw if they are spies as the sign, do you understand? Xiao He watched Tang Li Shui solemnly and said with a firm tone. Tang Li Shui nodded her head continuously like a woodpecker and thumped her furry chest with her paw as if she was saying, leave it to me. Looking at how she acted, Xiao He once again laughed and said, okay Xiao Bai, I am counting on you. I will leave this in your hand. I mean in your paw this time. Ha ha ha. Xiao He petted Tang Li Shui's furry head and waited. Not long after that, some disciples entered the office with several plates of meat dishes and fruits in their hands. Xiao He ordered them to put it on the table beside the throne. After putting the dishes and fruits, all of the disciples excused themselves and went out of Xiao Hei's office. Xiao Hei began to feed Tang Li Shui with his own hand as the people that he has been waiting for coming in one by one into his office. Whoa, this fruit is so sweet and juicy. Delicious. I wonder. What is this fruit? It is like a combination of gra.p.e and cherry. Tang Li Shui took a look a bit and put her paw on the chair's handle immediately when the first person entered the room. Pat. Patriarch, what would Patriarch want to ask from this humble one? The person immediately kneeled and asked politely. Oh, nothing. I just feel that some of you are working too long at my place and need relocation to another place. I will tell you about it later. You can go out and wait on the first floor for now. Xiao Hei said coldly and chased him away from his office. Just like this, Xiao Hei begun to call them to enter one by one, while his right hand did not stop feeding Tang Li Shui and his left hand kept stroking her smooth soft fur. Chap chap, delicious. Eating delicious food under the care of my concubine while lying on his lap. So, this is how the queens live? Living like a queen is so addictive. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 70-70, Unfit to be a demon sect. Patriarch. After repeating doing this for a few hours, Tang Li Shui started to feel bored and sleepy. Even when the person entered Xiao Hei's office was not the spy, Tang Li Shui almost put her paw on the chair's handle. Out of reflexes. Xiao Hei did not know whether to laugh or angry when he noticed her action. This kind of thing could easily decide people's lives, and she almost several times gave a wrong sign. Only after the sun almost set Tang Li Shui managed to finish her job and she finally could lie down lazily on the big pillow beside Xiao Hei's seat. But it did not mean that Xiao Hei's job was also completed. Several elders started to enter Xiao Hei's office after that, and they discussed many topics. The resources supplies were almost completely exhausted. What should we do? 2 of our core disciples went missing in Dragon's Ravine. Should we send some people to search for them? New disciples recruitment this year will start in 1 month. In which cities we would hold the trials for the new disciples? The Immortal Sword sect already started their expansion. It would be bad for us if we keep a blind eye on this. Patriarch. What do you think we should do? Tang Li Shui went dizzy when she heard all of their questions. So she decided to stop thinking about it and lie down back on her comfortable pillow. She also heard that Xiao Hei planned to send all of those spies back to his fatty uncle's place. For this choice, Tang Li Shui could only shake her head in disappointment. It was not because she did not approve Xiao Hei's decision, but because his decision was too soft for a demon sex patriarch. When Tang Li Shui was sick and forced to stay at the hospital, she already read countless web novels and understands enough that as a demon sex patriarch, he should be cruel and merciless. One of the main antagonists in the novel she read even cut all the traitors' limbs and hang all of them under the sun for a week while kept sprinkling salt onto their body every hour. After 1 week the antagonist beheaded all of them personally and hanged all of their head on the sex gate as a warning. Since then all the elders and disciples were so scared at him and no one dared to betray him again. Of course, Tang Li Shui did not want Xiao Hei to become a heartless person like that, and it was not like she can make that kind of cruel decision too if she was in Xiao Hei's shoes right now. In short, Tang Li Shui was really satisfied with her current concubine right now, but as a demon sex patriarch, he was simply unfit. He was decisive but completely lacked the ruthlessness needed as a demon sect leader. He was also too conservative and lack of flexibility. Sigh. If Xiao Hei is in my previous world, he could easily become a successful CEO with his ability and judgment. But here in this demon sect, I don't know why, but I feel it would not work for Xiao Hei at all. I feel sooner or later that cunning and ruthless fatty uncle would certainly take his place as the patriarch. Tang Li Shui started to think about some backup plans for her future. Unfortunately, she still knew too little about this world and still did not know where she would be headed if she escaped from this demon sect. She also felt that even with her current strength, she was still too weak to defend herself, but at the very least, she still have some mean to escape right now with her ethereal form. It looks like I should ask for some guidance from that fake dragon again tomorrow. At least I should know about some safe places where I can go and dangerous places where I must avoid at all costs. Tang Li Shui could only sigh in her own fate. If she was reincarnated as a human, she can easily bid her time and become stronger step by step through normal mean, like entering some sect when she reaches adolescent and start to cultivate. At least she could use the knowledge she got from her previous life to make her life easier. But now she was reincarnated as a beast and she did not even know where to go. Back to Moonlight Forest? She already saw some creatures at the depth of Moonlight Forest when she was flying with Xiao He. All of them were at the very high level and she immediately realized that she was quite lucky since she did not try to enter deeper into Moonlight Forest or she would definitely die without any of her bones left. Moonlight Forest is still too dangerous for me now. I already decided that I will come back there to conquer it after I reach rare grade at the very least. Xiao Hei's work only finished after midnight while Tang Li Shui already fell asleep long ago on the top of a comfortable pillow beside Xiao Hei's seat. Xiao Hei was smiling gently. He carried Tang Li Shui in his arm and brought her back with him to his residence. Xiao Hei also slept almost immediately after he entered his room and lying on his bed with Tang Li Shui still in his arm. The next morning, Tang Li Shui woke up late like usual and found out that her Xiao Hei was already gone to work like usual too. After finished her roasted meat breakfast, Tang Li Shui summoned out her golden carp martial soul and made it use its refining spirit energy to produce one low-tier spirit stone. This already became her everyday habit now and she already managed to get 3 low-tier spirit stones so far. This thing can be used to cultivate faster, isn't it? Can I use it to increase my level too? How can I use it anyway? Just pop it in my mouth like a candy. Tang Li Shui tried to put one of the low-tier spirit stones into her mouth and it quickly melted on her tongue like ice cream as she started to feel warm energy entering her body. EXP gained. Oh, not bad at all. I can use it to get EXP and raise my level too. Continue then. Unfortunately, she only had 3 low-tier spirit stones before, so she consumed all of it in no time. But now she can also feel the spirit stone's advantage over pills after she consumed it. In short, unlike pills where its efficacy would weaken every time she consumed it, every time she consumed spirit stones the EXP she gained from it was constant. For example, if she consumed a type of pill for the first time, she would get 100 EXP, the second time she would only get 90 EXP, the third time it would decrease to 80 EXP and so on. But the EXP she got from spirit stones would always be constant at 100 EXP, no matter how many she ate it, she would gain 100 EXP. Of course, pills also have their own advantage and that was the increase in her stats each time she consumes it, which spirit stones did not give to her. Unfortunately, her stats already reached maximum capacity for her grade, so she cannot increase it anymore until she evolves. The things she needed the most right now was EXP. I already decided. I will trade all of my pills for spirit stones with Xiao Hei tonight. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 71-71, Trading. After decided what she wanted to do, Tang Li Shui immediately put it into motion. Although she trusted Xiao Hei, but she did not want him to know her space pouch secret since this space pouch did not belong to hers. She would feel bad if Xiao Hei decided to take it from her. Even though that possibility was small judging from her Xiao Hei's straightforward personality. Xiao Hei's residence was so huge, no less than Elder Lin's place, but many his rooms were left unused. Tang Li Shui started to load several empty rooms full of her pill bottles. After working for several hours she managed to fill more than 10 rooms full of her pill bottles. Now I only need to wait for Xiao Hei to go back home. Fortunately, all the servants are usually clean the room only in the morning, or who knows if they will notice when I put all of my pill bottles in those rooms. Tang Li Shui waited until midnight and she started to felt very sleepy, but when she almost fell asleep, her sharp ears heard the door opening sound from the entrance. She immediately stood up and jumped on to the top of the table, then took one of the books, but Tang Li Shui frowned in an instant when Xiao Hei entered the bedroom. The pungent smell of wine came from Xiao Hei's body was so stink that Tang Li Shui wanted to pinch her own nose so badly, but unfortunately, her paws did not have any thumb. This bast *RD surely is annoying as hell. Why does he have to get drunk today? And when I filled all those rooms with my pill bottles today. Xiao Bai, let's sleep together now, Xiao Hei said as he was staggering a bit toward Tang Li Shui. Xiao Hei wanted to hug her, but she immediately dodged him and jumped to the corner of the table. When Xiao Hei closed enough to her, she jumped back and kicked a teapot toward him. The cold tea splattered to Xiao Hei's face and clothes. What are you? Xiao Hei wanted to shout in anger to Tang Li Shui, but before he could finish his words, Tang Li Shui already held a book and showed some words to him. You stink, quickly, take a bath, first. I have something to discuss. Tang Li Shui did not want to hear his answer anymore and went out of the room, since the room stank with wine smell so badly. When her sensitive nose, that already augmented by her enhanced sense of smell divine ability, smelled that, she almost fainted immediately. You. Xiao Hei completely dumbfounded and did not know what he wanted to say anymore. He should be the first patriarch in history that ever got scolded by his own pet. After waiting at the living room for 10 minutes or so, Xiao Hei finally finished his bath and came to meet Tang Li Shui with a sulking expression. Tang Li Shui has already prepared her book and started to point some words by words with her paw to Xiao Hei. I have something important to trade with you today. Xiao Hei chuckled when he saw Tang Li Shui's message and asked, what do you want to trade with me? Roasted meat? Ha 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 ha. Tang Li Shui was too lazy to explain it to her dummy Xiao Hei, so she only waved her paw to Xiao Hei, signaling him to follow her. After walking through the corridor, Tang Li Shui pointed her paw to the first room after the long corridor. Xiao Hei frowned while thinking, what kind of prank that Xiao Bai wants to play this time. But when he opened the room's door and spotted the pill bottles that filled the entire room to the brim, Xiao Hei could only drop his jaw in surprise. He even pinched his cheek again and again to certain that this was not in a dream. Tang Li Shui nodded her head in satisfaction when she saw Xiao Hei's foolish expression, as if she was saying, this is how you should act from the start. Xiao Hei tried to open one of the pills bottles with his trembling hand, then he sniffed the content carefully with his nose. How could it be? It's real! Xiao Hei screamed, and looking at Tang Li Shui oddly. Tang Li Shui put her smug face and looked back at Xiao Hei, then pointed her paw to the other rooms where she put the rest of her pill bottles before. When Xiao Hei checked all the rooms, he turned even more dumbfounded and almost stumbled silly when he saw these many pills in front of him. All of the rooms were filled with pill bottles to the brim. There were at least 10,000s of pill bottles into tall. Even Xiao Hei needs many spatial rings to store all of them. In the end, Xiao Bai, you are really my lucky star. Ha ha ha. What do you want to trade? Just say it to me. I will do what I can to get it. Xiao Hei was smiling ear to ear while kept petting Tang Li Shui gently in his embrace. When they came back into Xiao Hei's bedroom, Tang Li Shui jumped out from his arms and took one of the books on the table. After she flipped several pages, Tang Li Shui raised the book towards Xiao Hei and pointed 2 words from the book. Spirit stones. Spirit stones? Do you really want spirit stones? Xiao Hei was quite surprised since the beast usually cannot use spirit stones to cultivate, only humans can use it to cultivate. For the beasts, all of them were using vitality stones to increase their strength. Unfortunately, humans would not be able to buy any vitality stones at all since human and beast relationship was currently very hostile. Hostile was actually an understatement to describe it since they basically kill each other on sight. In fact, only a few demon sects like Azura demon sect was still using beasts as their mount. However, Xiao Hei did not ask her anything about it since Tang Li Shui herself did not explain it to him. Everyone has their own secret after all, and Xiao Hei did not really care about them. He already filled with gratitude toward his Xiao Bai now since the resource problem already reached a critical state. But right now with all of these pills from Tang Li Shui, Xiao Hei could resupply back the almost empty resource warehouses and last longer to find several new alchemists to join the sect. Xiao Hei laughed and took out a tiny box from his personal spatial ring, then put it on the table in front of Tang Li Shui. Tang Li Shui frowned as she thinks, this box is so tiny. Xiao Hei tried to scam me because he thinks that I am a beast and only give me 1 low-tier spirit stone. Tang Li Shui's mood started to turn sour, but she still gritted her teeth and tried to open the tiny box from Xiao Hei with her paw. Boom. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 72-72, Martial Soul Evolve. The dense amount of spirit energy blew out from the tiny box the moment Tang Li Shui opened it. Even Tang Li Shui almost pushed backward by it. What is this? It looks like spirit stone, but why? This time Xiao Hei was the one laughing at Tang Li Shui. Dumbfounded expression as he explains it to her. Surprised? This is a spirit stone too, but a mid-tier one. The energy contained inside it has the same amount as 1000 low-tier spirit stones. It should be enough for you, right? Actually, all of Tang Li Shui's pills added were not worth as much as even half of this mid-tier spirit stone, since every spirit stones were very precious and rare after all, but Xiao Hei did not mind it at all and still gave it to her. Tang Li Shui did not know that Xiao Hei already ordered his people to find or buy vitality stones for Tang Li Shui since the first time they arrived back at Azura demon sect. Unfortunately, vitality stones were simply too rare and humans have no way to buy it since only some special type high-ranking beasts can condense it from their own blood. At first, Xiao Hei wanted to use this mid-tier spirit stone for his breakthrough to core formation stage later, but he changed his mind after he found out that Tang Li Shui needed it, and he decided to give it to her in the end. The same as 1000 low-tier spirit stones. Tang Li Shui was not a fool either. Although Tang Li Shui did not know how much all of her pills worth, but at least she knew that this mid-tier spirit stone worth should be far more than all of her pills. She believes Xiao Hei can also resolve his sect resource problem if he traded this mid-tier spirit stone to 1000 low-tier spirit stones and used it to buy the huge amount of pills. The reason Xiao Hei did not do it should be because he was also in dire need of this mid-tier spirit stone. Tang Li Shui guessed that most likely he planned to use this mid-tier spirit stone for his cultivation breakthrough. Tang Li Shui was really moved by Xiao Hei's gift this time. She immediately jumped to Xiao Hei and licking his handsome face several times. Ha ha ha, okay, Xiao Bai, let's go to sleep. It's already so late now. Xiao Hei hugged Tang Li Shui and brought her to bed. Tomorrow morning after Tang Li Shui finished her roasted Meat breakfast, she took out the tiny box which she got from Xiao Hei yesterday and put it on the table in front of her. Okay, I am fully ready now. My target today is evolving my martial soul and breakthrough to Qi condensation stage. But before that, Tangli Shui took out her immortal worlds newbie guide from her system inventory and read all information about Qi condensation stage. Basic knowledge about Qi condensation stage. Martial soul and cultivation art were actually loosely related. If someone had the flame type martial soul, then it means that person had talent in flame type cultivation art. They can obtain a double result with half effort if he cultivates flame type cultivation art. On the contrary, if someone has the flame type martial soul, but he was cultivating water type cultivation art, he would not be able to progress at all. Tangli Shui started to ponder deeply. She started to imagine. If she chose venomous purple snake, isn't that means I have to cultivate poison type cultivation art later? No way. I don't want it. The first cultivation art was really important since it would make someone formed the Qi with an element according to the cultivation art they chose. For example, when someone break through to Qi condensation stage with lightning type cultivation art, then they would have formed lightning type Qi. They would be able to change their cultivation art but not their Qi element. In short, they could choose another lightning type cultivation art in the future, but they cannot cultivate another element cultivation art. In Qi condensation stage, the cultivator can choose any element from 5 basic elementals: fire, water, lightning, earth, wind. When they reach the nascent soul stage, they can choose one more elemental from the 2 balance elementals, light and darkness. Interesting, but it did not even say anything about poison elemental. What a headache, if she chose venomous purple snake as her martial soul, then what Qi element she should choose to form later? It looks like she really did not have any fate with this snake martial soul. Since I did not want to choose the defense evolution path, then I only have one option left, only this flying golden fish. Tangli Shui inhaled deeply, she gritted her teeth and chose flying golden fish on her martial soul evolution list. Window. You choose support evolution path, flying golden fish, as your martial soul development. Are you sure? Yes/no. Yes. Whoosh. This looks bad. I should choose the more secluded place next time. The bright golden light that was coming out from her golden carp martial soul started to spread to the entire residence. Even some servants and maids that were currently cleaning Xiao Hei courtyard right now started to notice the blinding golden light coming out from inside Xiao Hei residence. Damn it. Quick. Please, be quick. This is really bad. Many people should already notice it. Fortunately, under Xiao Hei's command no butler, servant, or maid dare to enter his residence now. But some of Xiao Hei's personal guards still came in and started to check what happened inside the residence. The dazzling golden light was getting more and more intense in every passing second. It even made Tangli Shui cannot open her eyes anymore to see it, including all the guards that tried to check it. They also cannot see anything right now. Only after 10 minutes or so, the blinding golden light started to weaken, signaling that Tangli Shui's martial soul evolution process had already done. Tangli Shui did not want anyone to see her martial soul, so she immediately unsummoned it back and activated her ethereal form. Tangli Shui easily went out from Xiao Hei's residence unnoticed, so when Xiao Hei's personal guards inspected the entire residence, they cannot find anything even after searching it for several times. However, Tangli Shui decided not to go to the fake dragon's place because even the fake dragon would probably find it strange if Tangli Shui suddenly showed her martial soul. Moreover, Tangli Shui also knew that the fake dragon really hated all humans, who knew if the fake dragon started to suspect Tang Li Shui's identity as a former human. So she only finds some secluded place near the ancestral hall and impatiently summoned her martial soul out. Tang Li Shui started to inspect her martial soul's current appearance first. It actually did not change much from before except it had a pair of pigeon-like wings, but the color was golden too, the same as its body. It also has a small golden light with a ring shape floating on the top of its head. Its golden color also turned even brighter than before, and it even kept emitting out some faint golden light from its entire body. Unfortunately, the martial soul size did not change at all. It was still as big as an adu.l.t palm. Is that an angel halo? Whoa! It looks cooler than I thought. It also looks sacred and holy as I expect from priest type martial soul. Tang Li Shui immediately opened her martial soul status to check all of its new skills. OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 73-73, Choosing. Cultivation Art. Martial Soul, Flying Golden Fish. Grade, Common. Level 1. Stats. HP, 1,450/1,450. Strength, 40. Agility, 40. Toughness, 40. Unique skill, Water Affinity, Refining Spirit Energy, Flight. Passive skill, Water Sense, Lucky Halo, Recovery Buff. What a low stats, when I evolve into common grade. Even my lowest stats is 60 at that time. Oh well, let's see. Peek at its skills function. Recovery Buff, increase overall recovery stats by 15%. The effect would increase along with the martial souls. Level E, only increase it for 15%? But overall, what does it mean? So it not only increases HP recovery but also Chi and stamina recovery. Not bad a buff. If only its percentage increased by another 100% or 200%. However, Tang Li Shui was still severely underestimated this buff, since overall recovery stats did not mean only stats like HP, stamina, Chi, etc., but she would find it out in the near future. Another useless skill. What is this flight for? Doesn't all martial soul can float on the air? What a waste of skill slot. Sigh. But the good news is the swimming skill evolves into Water Affinity. Water Affinity, flying golden fish would become a lot stronger in the water. The effect would only activa in water. Asterisk increased movement speed by 3 times. Asterisk increased all stats by 2 times. Asterisk increased all of its water/ice elemental attack by 100%. Asterisk decreased all water/ice elemental damage received by 50%. Tang Li Shui almost kneeled when she read this unique skills effect. Her flying golden fish martial soul was clearly a water-type predator. SSSHHHH. What an unique skill. No wonder this flying golden fish has low stats, so its true strength could only exhibit in the water. Then what is this Water Sense? Passive skills effect. Water Sense, flying golden fish was not only capable of breathing underwater, but it can also sense the vibrations in water, made them capable to detect everything inside the water in radius 120 meters. Not bad at all. So its underwater detection ability. Tisk, it really is a full-fledged water predator. Lucky Halo was still the same as usual, but Tang Li Shui guessed that its effect should be enhanced. The number of low-tier spirit stones that refining spirit energy could produce increased to 5 per day now. But Tang Li Shui faced a new dire problem right now. What a headache. My martial soul is a water type, while I need fire type cultivation art to continue to nurture flame of pride and make it stronger. Water and fire are two damn opposite elements. If it was other people, they would probably hit a dead end when they met with this kind of problem. In the end, they will decide to choose only one of them. However, Tang Li Shui was different. She has her premium cultivation voucher from the system. so she can choose one cultivation art that's suitable for her. The most from countless cultivation arts. Phew! I hope I can find a fire-water elemental cultivation method with this premium cultivation voucher. Premium cultivation voucher has been activated. You can choose any top cultivation/martial art manual you want. Whoa! Top. It has top words on it, so all manuals contained inside should be more precious than cultivation voucher. Okay. I would no longer hesitate then. Here I come. Time and Space Emperor Scripture. Just the first choice was already so good and made Tang Li Shui almost cannot hold her greed. Tang Li Shui inhaled her breath deeply and continues to scroll down to see which cultivation method/art that suits her requirement. Divine Dragon Supreme Art. Celestial Emperor Secret Manual. Void God Martial Scripture. 9 Firmament Hegemon Body Art. Tisk, 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 what the hell with all of these arts? Aren't they too powerful? Sigh, shows all of these arts to me now are no different from teasing me with delicious foods, but I cannot even touch them. Tang Li Shui gritted her teeth and continues her searching. 9 Sun God Legendary Method. Heaven-shattering spell. After searching for a while, Tang Li Shui finally managed to find one cultivation art that suits her current stage and need. 4 Mythical Guardian Beast Art Hone. STLY, I want to find a lower tier cultivation art with only water and fire element, but all of the methods in the list are too high tier. Oh well, whatever, this is the most suitable cultivation art for me now, so let's choose this. The reason for Tang Li Shui's hesitation was because the higher tier of cultivation art should be harder to cultivate than the lower tier one. Usually, people cultivate the lower tier one first before changing their cultivation art to the higher tier after they reached the higher cultivation stage to make it easier. The principle was the same as ascending the stair. But Tang Li Shui did not have any other choice right now, since the system list did not show her any lower tier cultivation art. Are you sure you want to choose the 4 mythical guardian beast art? Yes/no. Hopefully, my mind can withstand it. Yes. Baya. Like before, all the information about 4 mythical guardian beast art rushed into her brain like a broken dam. Although this kind of knowledge injection was the most efficient way to transfer knowledge, but the side effect if it failed was also horrible. If the knowledge receiver mind cannot withstand the impact, their mind could become crippled, and they would become idiot for the rest of their life. The amount of knowledge she received about 4 mythical guardian beast art this time was surely many times more than before when she got body tempering stage secret. Tang Li Shui could felt her splitting headache becoming even more severe every second. She could feel something inside her mind started to tear apart, but she kept gritting her teeth and enduring it. After a few minutes, her splitting headache finally started to subside bit by bit, signify that the knowledge injecting process was already over. Tang Li Shui's limp body immediately slumped onto the floor. As she started to breathe heavily, her face also full of tears and snots because of the immense pain in her mind before. Hosh, hosh, hosh. That was crazy. The pain I felt is like someone opened up my brain, stuffed all the knowledge books inside it, and closed it back again. When Tang Li Shui tried to recall the 4 mythical guardian beast art from her mind, she can only recall the basic information about it. It looks like her mind was really not strong enough to contain all of 4 mythical guardian beast art, but for now, she can choose one part of it to recall and she can cultivate that part first before her mind gets strong enough, then she could remember more parts. 4 mythical guardian beast art have divided into 4 parts according to 4 mythical guardian beasts in legend: White Tiger, Black Tortoise, Azure Dragon, and Crimson Phoenix. Ch part divided again into 10 layers according to 10 ranks of every cultivation stage. In other words, she could cultivate this 4 mythical guardian beast art for 4 cultivation stages until she reached the peak of the core formation stage later. Different from body tempering stage secret where she could only cultivate it for 1 full stage until she reached the peak of body tempering stage. Moreover, each mythical guardian beast also held a different element. The white tiger has wind element. The black tortoise has water element. The azure dragon has lightning element. The crimson phoenix has fire element. So I can cultivate 4 different elements now. Whoa, so great. But the question now is, which element should I cultivate first? OceanoFPDF.com Chapter 74-74, Phoenix Awakening. End. Aren't these 4 guardian beasts strange? The heck? Is this crimson phoenix? It should be vermilion bird, isn't it? Azure dragon should have the wood element, while this white tiger should have the metal element. At least in my previous world's legend, it says so. However, it was all made sense because the fundamental elemental law in this immortal world was already different from Tang Li Shui's previous world. Even the 5 basic elements in this world were not wood, fire, metal, water, and earth. What a complicated world. I should really try to learn more about this world later. Since I already have a support type martial soul, then I will choose a fire element. First, to increase my offense, I can choose the water element later when I break through to acupuncture opening stage. Anyway, after Tang Li Shui determined what element she wanted to choose, the fire elemental part of 4 mythical guardian beast art in her mind immediately cleared, and she can completely recall all of the crimson phoenix's part from her memory easily. Connect the fire element in nature with the energy of heaven and earth, then start to accu.malate it inside Danshan. Iwa. I can't even understand any of these things. It looks like I need to expend some deity coins to comprehend it as usual. Do you want to comprehend 4 mythical guardian beast art, crimson phoenix, with cost 210 deity coins? Yes/no. 210 deity coins. It's quite expensive. I only spent 30 deity coins before to learn body tempering secret manual. Oh. Well, I have over 2,000 deity coins anyway. Yes. After spending 210 deity coins, Tang Li Shui instantly understood all the crimson phoenix part of 4 mythical guardian beast art, as if the fog covered that part in her mind has vanished. Tang Li Shui took out Xiao Hei's tiny box from her space pouch and opened it. Qi condensation stage, here I come. Tang Li Shui opened her shared EXP window and set her cultivation percentage to 100%. Shared EXP status. Level, 0%. Cultivation, 100%. Martial soul, 0%. Then she held the mid-tier spirit stone with both of her paws and started to lick it like ice cream. The mid-tier spirit stone was as big as a fist, so she cannot just pop it into her mouth like low-tier spirit stones, or she would be choked to death. The steady stream of energy started to flow into Tang Li Shui's body, and it immediately turned into EXP by the system. Tang Li Shui did not idle either. She quickly began her cultivation according to the Crimson Phoenix part of 4 mythical guardian beast art in her mind. The Crimson Phoenix part of 4 mythical guardian beast art can only be cultivated in a very hot place full of fire and yang element, but it did not apply to Tang Li Shui since she already assimilated with the high-ranking flame, the flame of pride. When Tang Li Shui started to use the energy she got from the mid-tier energy stone to cultivating 4 mythical guardian beast art while imagined the Crimson Phoenix majestic form in her mind, the temperature around Tang Li Shui began to rise rapidly as she could hear some faint chirping sound from time to time. The flame of pride, which already laying dormant for some days, starts to grow restless and excited. The grasses and plants around Tang Li Shui started to burn. and it kept getting wider every passing second. Not long after, the flame of pride inside Tang Li Shui's Danshan can no longer waiting, and it also began to release some steady deep blue flame out to help Tang Li Shui's breakthrough. Tang Li Shui's body has engulfed by the massive deep blue flames in an instant. The crimson flame and deep blue flame started to rise out from her tiny furry body. The two kinds of different flames began to dance around. It was extremely beautiful and gorgeous, but the extreme heat emitting from both of them was enough to turn anything near them into nothingness. Tang Li Shui's four mythical guardian beast art converted the crimson and deep blue flames into the string of fire elemental qi and sent them back to her Danshan. She immediately used the string of fire elemental qi to condense her own personal flame qi inside her Danshan. The process actually took a few days to complete. Fortunately, no one dares to come to this ancestral hall without any permission from the patriarch except on a special day like New Year celebration to pray, so no one notice what Tang Li Shui doing. Yaini yaini. The loud phoenix cry resounded through the entire ancestral hall. After almost a week, Tang Li Shui's flame qi finally fully condensed in the form of crimson phoenix, and she officially stepped into qi condensation stage from now on. Although the crimson phoenix in her Danshan was still very indistinct, but it would become more tangible, and her flame would also become even more powerful when her cultivation reaches the higher stage in the future. However, when Tang Li Shui decided to end her cultivation session, something unexpected happened. The flame of pride inside her actually started to fly toward the crimson phoenix image and slowly merged with it. What the hell is happening here? What is this naughty little flame planning to do now? Tang Li Shui found it really baffling when she saw the crimson phoenix and the flame of pride merged. Phoenix's crimson color began to change into deep blue color, its form also turned more and more distinct. Oh, my god! What happened here? Do not tell me the phoenix in my Danshan would really come alive. The deep blue phoenix's dull eyes also started to regain clarity and turned even brighter as if it gained consciousness. Its intelligence also began to shine from the deepest part of its eyes. The long and loud phoenix cry echoed through the entire Azura demon sect as it flew out from Tang Li Shui's Danshan and soaring through the skies. Ancestral Hall and all the buildings near it, including its courtyard, was burned to nothingness by the phoenix deep blue fire as it flew out. The intense heat was engulfing the entire area fiercely, leaving nothing behind but sandy soil. Tang Li Shui dropped her jaw in shock, and she also began to panic when the deep blue phoenix flew out from her Danshan and soaring onto the skies. I will be really screwed if that phoenix doesn't come back. The deep blue phoenix was not only representing flame of pride but also her qi condensation core. If it was missing, then for her, it would be no different than getting her Danshan crippled, since she was no longer able to cultivate. Fortunatale. Why, the deep blue phoenix flew back after 10 minutes venturing on the skies, and it entered back into her Danshan. Tang Li Shui sighed in relief, and she also started to observe the blue phoenix in her Danshan with her inner sight. The phoenix covered by the deep blue flames, it really looks very majestic and gorgeous. It also still has some crimson flames burning on its long tails. The combination of crimson and blue color made this phoenix looks far more powerful and imposing than the ordinary phoenix. Tang Li Shui swore this blue phoenix snorted at her in disdain. For a moment, like how Flame of Pride did to her before, the blue phoenix no longer paid any attention to her as it immediately closed its crimson eyes to rest. Is it really merged? So this blue phoenix is the current form of Flame of Pride? Oh well. At least it becomes stronger now, so it also means that I also become even stronger than before. Tang Li Shui checked her current status. Species, Moon Fox, Danshan. Grade, Common. Level 17, Samaritan. Martial Soul, Flying Golden Fish, LV1. Cultivation Level, Rank 1 Chi Condensation Stage. Cultivation Technique, 4 Mythical Guardian Beast Art. Crimson Phoenix, Elemental Spirit, Blue Phoenix of Pride, Embryo. Martial Arts, None. Divine Ability, Mirror of the Moon, Heaven Splitting Wave. 7th Layer, Innate, Strength, Innate, Agility, Innate. Toughness, Ethereal Form, Golden Body. Stats. HP, 58,200/58,200. Strength, 300, plus 50. 0. Agility, 300, plus 500. Toughness, 300, plus 500. Skills, Rip, LV4, Sharp Claws, LV4, Sprint, LV5, Identify. Mastered, Herbalism, LV5, High Jump, LV3, Night Vision. LV5, Enhanced Sense of Sight, Mastered, Enhanced Sense of Hearing, Mastered, Enhanced Sense of Smell, Mastered. Shared EXP, LV5, Climb, LV4, Mapping, LV4, Self-Healing. LV4. Special Skill, Fire Breath, Fire Bomb, Flame Arrow, Flame Cloak, Fire Dash, Fire Claw. Stats Point, 582. Skill Point, 114. Item, Immortal World's Newbie Guide, 3x Substitution Doll. 1x Greater Lucky Sticker, 1x Restoration Elixir, 1x Divine Ability Talisman, 1x Premium Cultivation Voucher, 1x Sub-Profession Package, 2,136 Deity Coins, Level 20. Intermediate Gift Package not bad, all of my stats increased by 200 points. If I reach the peak of the Chi Condensation stage I will get my stats increased by 2,000 points. Yuwahi, oh wait, what is this? The Flame of Pride evolved into Blue Phoenix of Pride? But it's still embryo though. Overall, Tang Li Shui was very satisfied with her power-up. This time. OceanoFPDF.com. Chapter 75-75, Exposed. Tang Li Shui looked at the mid-tier spirit stone in her paws. She was quite surprised when she found that mid-tier spirit stone only shrunk a bit even after that intense breakthrough. Since it should use quite a large amount of energy inside the mid-tier spirit stone. This mid-tier spirit stone should be enough for my martial soul to reach its maximum level capacity. So after I evolve into uncommon grade beast, my martial soul could also follow me up and evolve into uncommon grade 2. Tang Li Shui stored the mid-tier spirit stone back into Xiao Hei's tiny box and threw it into her space pouch. Tang Li Shui realized that she made a very large commotion. And many people would come here soon to check out what happened, so she immediately activated her ethereal form and dashed back towards Xiao Hei's residence with her full speed. I hope Xiao Hei doesn't worry too much about me since I have been missing for almost a week this time. But along her way Tang Li Shui something strange really. Soon. Strange, isn't this too quiet here? I have a really bad feeling about this. Let's rush quicker back home. Though. Tang Li Shui as she activated her sprint skill in an instant. Her silhouette turned more blurry as her speed increased. Even more. Tang Li Shui's expression turned more solemn as she did not find any people on her way. Usually, if this kind of big commotion happened, it should attract many crowds of disciples and elders to investigate it. But right now, she cannot find any people on the way. There should be something bigger and more urgent happening right now. So important that they all have no time to look after the commotion I created. Tang Li Shui hesitated for a moment, but she still decided to come back to Xiao Hei's room in the end. At least, she could leave some message for Xiao Hei so he would not be too worried about her before she checks what exactly happened. The skies already went dark the moment Tang Li Shui returned to Xiao Hei's residence. She immediately went into Xiao Hei's room to check if he's still waiting for her out of worry. Tang Li Shui spotted a person silhouette at the Xiao Hei room's window. Aya, he really is waiting for me. Sigh, what excuse can I give to him now? I can't tell him that I break through to chi condensation stage, can't I? Sigh, what a headache. Tang Li Shui cancelled her ethereal form the moment she entered the room. She lowered her head and put a pitiful expression on her face so she could only hope to not get scolded by Xiao He this way. So you are here. Tang Li Shui's nerve immediately tensed the moment she heard this voice. She stared at the person in front of her in disbelief, while that person also stared back at her with his cold eyes. Impossible. How could he be here? Xiao He's uncle, Mo Konglin. He was inside Xiao He's room. Moreover, Tang Li Shui could feel it that Mo Konglin's divine sense already ked on to her if she trying to do something suspicious. Mo Konglin would certainly crush her as easily as he would crush an ant. Calm down, Tang Li Shui. So what if he is here? Maybe he wants to talk about some business with Xiao He. It is also completely normal for an uncle to visit his nephew, isn't it? I just need to pretend and act like a stupid animal until Xiao He back and everything will be fine. Hopefully, he didn't notice anything strange when I use my ethereal form to enter this room. Tang Li Shui was currently gambling that Mo Konglin did not know anything about her and he was only waiting here for Xiao He to come back home. Tang Li Shui started to walk away casually like a lazy cat to the corner of the room. She jumped to the top of the pet basket and started to lie down lazily. The pet basket was very comfortable with the soft pillow inside it. This pet basket was prepared by Xiao He for Tang Li Shui when they first arrived at Azura Demon Sect, but she never uses it and always slept at Xiao He's bed every time. Xiao He also never forced her to sleep at the pet basket, so they always slept together on Xiao He's bed in the end. But Mo Konglin sat on the chair near the bed and Tang Li Shui did not want to get close to him, so she could only choose to lie down on this pet basket in the end. Well, she cannot run away from here anyway since Mo Konglin would surely make his move and kill her the moment she activated her ethereal form. I am at the corner of the room. I could just activate my ethereal form and jump back toward the wall behind me to escape. But I doubt that the wall can actually protect me from this lunatic attack. Sigh, let's just wait and see for now. Mo Konglin did not mind her at all. He raised the cup on the table and sipping it slowly to enjoy it. That blue phoenix is extremely beautiful. It must be the high-ranking blue flame that I gave to Lin Xiang before, right? It seems that is Lin Xiang's fate to not ever get his hands on that flame in this lifetime. Mo Konglin said lazily, as he put his cup back onto the table. But I never regret it fell into your hands. Just that beautiful blue phoenix soaring onto the sky's view is already worthy enough for me to exchange for that flame. At least that blue flame would not be wasted in your hands. This time Mo Konglin talked while kept staring at Tang Li Shui. Tang Li Shui immediately stood up and took her battle stance. She was sure that Mo Konglin knew something about her right now, but she was not sure how far Mo Konglin knew about her. Lin Xiang was on the verge of dying a few days ago. He cannot be cured or saved anymore, so I decided to use soul scour technique to read his mind. And guess what? Who knows that I found something really interesting? The main culprit of all those incidents is actually not even a human. Mo Konglin laughed hard when he said his story as if he just told something really funny, but Tang Li Shui's mind turned dizzy the moment she heard it. OceanoFPDF.com